Welcome to Higgins Stadium here on Ithaca College's campus, and you are tuning into the 2024 Liberty League Championship game between the William Smith Herons and the Ithaca College Bombers. I'm Nicole Allen here with Alex Chaprout on this overcast day on the South Hill, but still a lovely day to play some lacrosse. Alex, how are we feeling today?
Feeling good, Nicole. I mean, both of these teams won their semifinal matchups on Friday to get to this point in the Liberty League tournament, and every analyst at the beginning of this year could have predicted this matchup. It feels inevitable that these two teams are going to meet each other in a Liberty League championship.
Alex, let's run through some history here and what this game would means for each team.
Well, historically speaking, I'll start on the William Smith side. They have won the last 7 Liberty League championships in a row. Today, if they were to win, it would be their 8th consecutive. The second longest active streak in the history of the Liberty League Conference is Hamilton with 5, and that was back early in the early 2000s from 2006 to 2011. And so really, when you look at it, it's showing how historic this dominance from William Smith has been and how high caliber of a program they have been. And when you switch over to the Ithaca side, this would be their first ever Liberty League championship in program history. And let me repeat that again. Program history we're talking about here, as they have never won a Liberty League championship. They moved from the Empire 8 to the Liberty League back in 2017, and since that time, they have never won it. They have made it to the championship several times before. Like last season, they went to Geneva to play the same William Smith Herons in Geneva for the Liberty League Championship last year. They lost that game 14-3, and so we've been talking about it, how it's been a revenge tour for the Bombers this entire season. They've checked all the boxes in the regular season. They've beaten everybody who they lost to last year, and now the last box to check during the playoffs is this game right here in the Liberty League Championship, getting their first one in program history. And I talked to Carrie Moore earlier on in this week, and I asked her, what would it mean for this huge senior class, 8 seniors that are graduating this year on the Ithaca side? I asked her what it would mean for them, and she said it would be awesome, period. And so it tells you just how much this game and this atmosphere and this championship means to both of these sides. On one side, it's historic continued dominance, and for the other, it is the first time ever that they have won a Liberty League title.
Alex, you talked a little bit about these Ithaca seasons so far, and let's take a deeper dive into both seasons for each of these teams. Tell me how each team got to the position they're in right now.
Well, Ithaca, they started off the year strong. They won their first 3 games against Scranton, SUNY Brockport, and Cortland before dropping the neutral site game, their only neutral site game of the year, to Trinity, and then they went on a hot streak. After that, they never lost again, including a win back in April 7th against this very same William Smith team. We were on the call for that game. Nicole, 16-3, Ithaca dominating over William Smith, and then on Friday, we were also on the game for the semifinal on Friday against RPI. Ithaca was a little bit beat up in that game. They did not play as well as what their standard was for the past month. However, they are still made it here today. They beat the Engineers 14-7 on Friday. And then now switching over to the William Smith side, they started out their year on a tear. They were just crushing every team that they played against until they played Ithaca on April 10th. They lost that game 16-3, and then 2 games later, they lost to the number 10 ranked Wesleyan College at the time. And then they went on a tear to finish out their year, and then they beat in the quarterfinals St. Lawrence back on April 30th, and then on Friday, they beat in the semifinal Union 13-3. So they have just been dominating everybody except for this Ithaca Bombers team. This is the only Liberty League team that they lost to this entire season. And so we'll see whether Ithaca, it would be the first time since 2021 that Ithaca has beaten a William Smith team twice in the same year. Let's see whether Ithaca can pull it off today.
So we've talked about this season so far. Now let's take a focus on this game, Alex. I mean, like you said, Ithaca beat William Smith 16-3 in April. What's going to be different about this game for both teams, and how do you see it turning out?
Well, it really changes on the William Smith side. For William Smith, they were missing 2 key defenders in their lineup in Janie Sipek and Nicole Pio. They were both out for that game in April. They are both playing today and are both starting today, and so that makes a massive difference for the William Smith Herons. We saw in April, Nicole, it felt like the William Smith defense just wasn't up to par to compete with this Ithaca offense. Today, I expect that they will, and I expect this game is going to be very, very low scoring. William Smith is not going to let up another 16 goals from this Ithaca Bombers offense. They're going to let in a lot less. I would expect less than 10, maybe around 5 goals. I mean, I could see a game in a Liberty League championship that could have less than 10 goals combined between these two teams. I really could, because I think both of these teams are so dominant defensively. And then also when you look at William Smith's offense, they are missing quite a lot of pieces. Chloe McGlynn, who has been out for the entire year, the senior attacker from Catham, New Jersey, but they are also missing Jess Finnerty, Lauren Wepler, and Hannah Evans, all of them attackers, Nicole. And so William Smith, yes, they have a lot of their stars still around. They still have Maddie Montgomery. They still have Natalie Daniels. They still have Molly Davis on their attacking side, but they are missing a lot of that depth that they normally would have playing today. And so that could come into effect and be a factor in this game, especially when they start subbing on those bench players. The William Smith attack might not be as strong. And when you're talking about that game in April, the biggest key difference in that game was the draw control. And Ithaca, when you looked at that margin back in April, they were dominating it 19-3. Caroline Wise was having herself a day on April 10th. And so she's going to have another day today if Ithaca wants a chance to win. Ithaca did not play very well on Friday. They're going to have to ramp up their level of play here today on Sunday, because really they were not good enough to win against William Smith on Friday. Obviously, they weren't playing William Smith then, but they have to step up their level of play. And the biggest thing for me today, Nicole, is draw control and turnovers. Those are the two keys to the game. If the Bombers can limit the turnovers, they had 10 in the semifinal in the first half against RPI. That cannot happen here today. The margin of turnovers was even back in April between these two teams. It has to be the same today if Ithaca wants a chance to win. And then also, on the draw control circle, William Smith has been very inconsistent throughout the season, and they have never had an answer for Caroline Wise. As long as Wise dominates in the circle, Ithaca has a chance to win.
And one last question for you, Alex. I know this may be hard to predict with not the game starting yet, but who do you have winning?
Oh, that's such a tough question, Nicole. I mean, you would think William Smith, they're so mad. They're pissed off right now. They're coming in super hot, super angry, trying to come back here, realizing that they had a chance to host this tournament back on their home turf, and they blew it back in April. And now they want to come here and win a championship. They're 8th in a row on Ithaca's turf. I'm going to take Ithaca, though. I truly think this Ithaca team, they're going to learn their lesson from Friday. They're going to come back stronger and better today, and I think that they are going to be ready to take down this William Smith team. I really believe that this Ithaca team is finally going to be able to break the streak of the Herons. The Herons have been dominating this conference for the past 7 years. Ithaca, the only team in this conference that's even going to come close to having a chance to take down the Herons. I think they finally do it today, Nicole.
I couldn't agree more, Alex. I also have Ithaca winning. I think this season they've shown the grit that they have and the want that they have for this championship. So I totally agree with you, Alex. I also have Ithaca winning this game.
I mean, this is gonna be a tough one, and the main thing that Ithaca cannot think is that this is gonna be as easy as what it was in April, because it is not. This William Smith team, they're gonna be really angry, and they are back almost to full strength as what they started out the season with, and especially on the defensive side. They are fully back and ready to go now, and they are gonna be prepared for this Ithaca offense, and I expect Maura Smeater especially is going to be ready. She gave up 16 goals in that game. That's her highest of the entire season that she's given up. And so I do not expect for her to give up that many goals again here today.
Well, it will be a historic day on the South Hill for either team, Alex. We're now going to bring it to the starters for this game. We're going to start with William Smith and then go to Ithaca College. So we are about to get underway with that.
This is going to be a real test for both sides. Both of these teams really, really good. And, of course, both these teams top 10 in the country. Ithaca ranked number 10. William Smith ranked number 7, falling off of their perch of number 2 a little bit after their loss to Ithaca.
All right, to name these starters for you. For the William Smith Herons, we will have number 1 on attack, Emily Griffin. Number 2 on attack, Catherine Murray. Number 3 on attack as a midfielder, Molly Davis. Number 13 as a midi, Natalie Daniels. Number 16 as a midi, Maddie Montgomery. Number 17 as a defender, Kate Risley. Number 19 as a midi, Lily Kunn. Number 20 as a defender, Livy Von Heel. Number 22 as an attacker, Allie McGinty. Number 23 as a defender, Janie Sypek, And then number 28 as a defender, Nicole Pio. And then in goal for the Herons, we will have number 32, Maura Smeater. On the Ithaca College Bomber side, we will have number 2 at defense, Caitlin Russell. Number 8 at attack, Lee Natural. Number 11 at midi, Lexi Kellish. Number 12 at attack, Lily Cody. Number 13 at defense, Olivia Popo. Number 14 at attack, Maisie Veach. Number 19 at midi, Caroline Wise. Number 20 at defense, Maggie Mandel. Number 21 at midi, Sydney Phillips. Number 23 at defense, Liney Dutchinson. Number 28 at attack, Chloe Nordyke. And then in goal for the Bombers, we will have number 40, Lexi Held.
And when you're looking at both of these teams, the superstars for both sides, you have to talk about Maddie Montgomery and Maisie Veach and Caroline Wise for the Bombers. When you're talking about Maddie Montgomery, she leads the Liberty League in goals, points, and shots. She's actually tied with Maisie Veach for the points lead in the conference. And so both of those players are going to be very, very big impacts today. I also expect to see double teams for both of them respectively.
We'll now take a short break while the national anthem plays, and then we'll be back on the call. Welcome back to Higgins Stadium on the Ithaca College campus. We just heard the national anthem here with the American flag flapping in the wind against this field today. We're about to kick off this game between the Ithaca College Bombers and the William Smith Herons. Both teams just huddled up, ready to start this game. Alex, how are we feeling right before the game?
I mean, there's got to be a ton of feelings in those huddles, both. I'm sure some nerves, I'm sure some excitement, I'm sure some anticipation to start this game. And it's all the feelings. It's playoff Liberty League lacrosse. What else is there to say?
I could not agree more, Alex. I know I'm excited. I'm sure you're excited, but we'll see how this game goes while we get underway. Just waiting for both teams to get on the field here, and then we will start this game.
And just a final point. I think truly if William Smith can get more than about 5 to 7 draw controls in this game, and I think if Ithaca causes more or has more than about 15 turnovers, I truly think that that will determine the game. Because I think if Ithaca has more turnovers, William Smith wins. And I think if William Smith gets enough draw controls, they win. But I think if Ithaca limits their turnovers and dominates in the draw control circle like we've seen them do in the past, I think Ithaca will take this game.
Well, we will see what they will do as both teams are about to take the field to set up for that first draw control. We will most likely have Caroline Wise on the draw for the Bombers, and then most likely Maddie Montgomery on the draw for the Herons.
And that was the thing, is that back in April, William Smith had no answers for Caroline Wise in the draw control circle. They kept trying players. They kept trying Natalie Daniels, Maddie Montgomery. They switched off between those two primarily, along with maybe a little bit of Eliza Wild and Molly Davis getting in there as well. But really, they had no answers for her. And so as long as Caroline Wise can continue to win the draw for the Bombers and get offensive possessions for her team, they can absolutely win this game, because Ithaca is going to need a lot of offensive opportunities. I would expect that this William Smith defense is going to be revitalized, and they are going to be really, really tough today for the Bombers to try and get goals.
And I was correct. We do have Caroline Wise on the draw for the Bombers, as well as Lexi Kellish and Lily Cody on the circle.
The top
as
A line
middies.
for the Bombers is out there in the draw control circle. Just as we expected, these three players have been on the circle all year long, and they have been doing a great job of picking up ground balls. And Caroline Wise, obviously, that's only when she doesn't win it cleanly herself.
The Herons have taken the field now, and we do, in fact, have Maddie.
Looks like they're going to go with Natalie Daniels in the middle against Wise.
Very interesting choice for the Herons, but it will be Natalie Daniels on the draw with Wise, and then Maddie Montgomery, as well as Molly Davis on the circle for the Herons.
They're pretty much their three best attackers in the circle to go up against some of the Bombers' fastest players and one of their best ones in Caroline Wise.
Ref is lining the ball up for this draw right now, and we will be underway in just one moment.
The crowd, you can hear it. They're anticipated. They're excited. They cannot wait to let this one go.
False start on the Herons, and the Bombers will get the first draw control of the game.
And that's big for the Bombers, getting their first offensive opportunity right at the start.
Wise brings it into the attacking zone. The Bombers are going left to right, and the Herons will be going right to left. So Wise brings it into the attacking zone, having pressure defense on her, trying to get rid of the ball somehow. She passes it over to Chloe Nordyke, who rushes in to try and make something happen, but pulls it out.
And this is already interesting from the William Smith Herons. They're playing their defenders way out farther than what I was expecting. They played a lot farther back in April. They are switching it up here today.
We'll bring it back to the field now with Chloe Nordyke pulling it from the top. She takes a shot, but it is saved by Smeater. First save of the day for Smeater, and she will try and clear it off now.
And we talked about this earlier in the day, Nicole, before we started this broadcast, how Ithaca beat Smeater so many times up high, and Smeater this time was ready for it. Nordyke tried to go up high on Smeater once again, and this time she was able to make the save.
The Herons will now have their first attacking opportunity of this game, where McGinty has it behind the net. She pulls it up around to the elbow, passes it off to Montgomery, who passes it off to Davis at the top of the 12, passes it over to Lucy, who passes it down back behind the net. It is over with Davis now on this far elbow once again, back to Montgomery. They're pulling it around the horn, just trying to make something happen.
And the Bombers in their standard man defense right now. I'm interested to see that they're sticking with the man-to-man so far, at least. We'll see whether that changes later on in this game.
Montgomery rushes into the 8, but pulls it back out due to pressure defense. Passes it off to Davis, who's at the top of the 8. She drives in, takes a shot, but it is Held's first save as well for the Bombers.
And Maddie Montgomery got doubled there, and that's exactly what I expect to see for the rest of this day, is that Maddie Montgomery and Natalie Daniels are going to be double-teamed by the Bombers, and every time that they even come close to the 12-meter fan.
Chloe Nordyke rushing into the attacking zone now, takes a shot, but it is once again saved by Smeater. The Bombers will have the ball once again due to possession.
Nordyke, a great job there, just reading the fast break, knowing that she could go to goal and take a shot on Smeater to try and get a goal. And the Bombers still have possession, able to reset their offense now and try and get another opportunity.
Ball's with Kellish now on this near side. She passes it up to Cody at the top of the 12. Cody back to Kellish. Kellish looking to make something happen. She passes it off to Nordyke, but the pass goes high, and it will be Heron ball at the end line.
And that was just a little bit off from Kellish to Nordyke there. Nordyke was actually beating her defender in Kate Rinsley, and she was able to beat her. She simply just couldn't handle a pass. If Nordyke was able to get that, I'm pretty sure that's a goal.
Smeater passed it off to a teammate who is rushing up the field now. It looks like it is Nicole Pio, once again one of those starters that was not playing in the game against the Bombers in April. Passes it off to Montgomery. Montgomery takes a shot, but Held is able to get her stick down and have her second save of the day early on in this game.
And Lexi Held's going to have a number of saves today in order to keep the Bombers in this game. And really, that was a great job there by the Bombers defense, able to pressure Montgomery to the outside, making sure that she had an off angle and giving more of Held an opportunity to make that save.
Cody is rushing through the neutral zone, trying to clear it up to the attacking zone for the Bombers. She passes it off to Lee Natural, but it goes to the right, and there's a scrum for the ball on the field now. Caroline Wise is able to pick it up. She rushes into the 8, but decides to pull it out due to pressure defense.
And the Bombers got lucky there. Lily Cody cannot be making those passes. She got pressured and then just threw it up to nobody, and luckily Caroline Wise was able to clean it up, but she has to be really careful going forward about those passes. She has to make sure that if she gets pressured into it, just throw it back to one of her defender teammates behind her. Don't try and throw it forward. I know you're trying to rush forward and get to an offensive opportunity. But right now, the most important thing is not causing turnovers.
We'll bring it back where Sydney Phillips now has possession on the far side of this field. Whistle blown, foul against the Herons for a high check, but Phillips will just continue playing. She passes it off to Cody at the top of the 12. Cody tries to do something.
And once again, the Herons are just way outside trying to pressure these Bombers defenders, and a great takeaway there by Jamie Sypek, one of the players that wasn't playing in April. She makes a cause turnover there and gets back for the Herons.
The Herons will now have possession, driving into the neutral zone, trying to get it into their attacking zone. Ball is on the far sideline with the Herons making it happen and getting into their attacking zone. Ball is down at goal sign. It's extended with Griffin. Griffin looking to pass it off, and she does pass it over to Murray. Murray up to Montgomery at the top of the 12. Montgomery over to Daniels. Daniels down to the goal line with McGinty. Back to Daniels. Back up to Montgomery at the top of the 12. Montgomery making it look something happen. Rushes into the 8. Passes it off to the top to, it looks like it was Taryn Lucy, who took a shot, but it went wide, but the Herons will get the ball back.
And that was a good job by the Bombers defense, able to crash in on Lucy, making sure that she could not get a clean shot away on held.
Shot clock does not reset, and Maddie Montgomery will have the ball back at the top of the 12 with 30 seconds left with their shot clock. She passes it over to Davis, who flips it with Lucy. Lucy once again flips it back to Davis. Davis looking to make something happen. She dodges Cody, but options to pass it down to goal line extended. And the ball is now behind the net with Daniels. Daniels flips it to Murray. Murray off to McGinty at the bottom of the goal line. McGinty making it look something happen, but she options to pull it out. Feeds it in to Murray in the middle of the 8. Takes a shot, but held once again will save it for her second save of the day.
It wasn't actually a shot taken there. It just got knocked out of her stick, out of Murray's stick, and it bounced all the way right to Held, and Held able to scoop it up and get it back for the Bombers.
Chloe Nordyke is now rushing into the attacking zone with the ball for the Bombers, having pressure defense. She options to pass it off to Lee Natural, who passes it over to Kellish. Kellish to Cody. Cody making it look something happen here. She starts dodging. Options to pull it out back to Kellish once again. Kellish down to Nordyke.
And the Bombers still prodding and poking right now. That William Smith defense trying to find a weakness, trying to find a hole to get a player in there and get an opportunity to score.
Lily Cody now. Top of the 12 on this near side. Down to Nordyke. Nordyke into Lee Natural at the top of the crease. Tries to take a shot, but is blocked in front, and the Herons will get the ball back.
And that's a great job there by Janie Sypek again, spoiling a Bombers opportunity. She was able to close in. Natural had initially beaten Sypek, but then Sypek was able to get back and make sure that Natural could not get a clean shot.
Herons are now driving in with Montgomery going coast to coast, takes a shot, but it is saved by Lexi Held, but the Herons will get it back. Another shot by McGinty, but it hits the goalpost, and there's a scrum for the ground ball now, where Lee Natural will pick it up in the neutral zone.
And the Bombers are lucky there. We're going to see what happens. Are they going to call this offsides? Yeah, they will.
Offsides on the Bombers, so the Herons will get the ball back in their attacking zone with Daniels pulling it up to the top of the 12. She passes it over to Fulton. Fulton down to Murray. Murray over to Davis. Davis up to...
And the Bombers getting extremely lucky there as Held was able to make the first save, and then it ranged off the post to just keep them at a 0-0 deadlock right now. And the Bombers really just need to play as much defense as they possibly can well, and then just get it back to their offense. Their offense really needs to come alive here and try and get an offensive opportunity.
We'll bring it back to the field now, where the Herons have it on the far side up to Daniels. Daniels tries to make something happen. She passes it off to Montgomery in the top of the 8. Montgomery drives in, takes a shot, but another save by Lexi Held for the Bombers.
Great job by Held there, and a great job by Caitlin Russell, able to play Maddie Montgomery close and making sure that she had to feed the shot right into Held's stick. And that was a great save there by Held to keep this one deadlocked.
Caroline Wise pulls it down to the attacking zone and passes it off to Sydney Phillips. Whistle blown for pressure from the Herons, and the Bombers will get the ball once again.
And William Smith being very aggressive in their own defensive zone. They're playing way out past the 12-meter fan and being super aggressive, making sure that the Bombers don't feel like they have enough room to breathe.
Chloe Nordic pulls it back from behind the ball, shoots and scores. The first goal of the game will go to Chloe Nordic for this Bombers team.
And that's exactly why you don't pull your defenders out past the 12-meter fan, because when they get beaten, there is nobody to help them because they're too far away, and that's exactly what happened there. Nordic able to beat her defender one-on-one, and then she was all alone against Smeater. Nobody else was even close to her because they were playing out so far back, and I think that's going to have to be an adjustment by the William Smith defense. I know that they want to pressure the Bombers and try and get cause turnovers, but it's costing them a goal right here and costing them the lead to start this game.
This is exactly what the Bombers will need. It hopefully will give them some momentum to carry through the rest of this half at least.
And the Bombers, I think they should continue to go back to Nordic, because right now they're focusing on Veach on the opposite side of the goal right now and trying to double team her, making sure that she doesn't beat them. But Nordic, who had a little bit of a rough game on Friday, is having a redemption game here to start this one with a goal already. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to her again in that same spot. She's going to have another opportunity.
Redemption, 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 Alex. We will bring it back to the draw circle now, where it looks like Natalie Daniels will try and get redemption for that first draw control here.
Draw control is extremely important in this game. Wise looking to win another one here.
Official taking a long time to set this ball up with the players. Whistle blown, ball is up. Kellish is driving for it and will get this draw control for the Bombers. Kellish now driving into the neutral zone right past the shield of the Ithaca field.
And Maddie Montgomery being extremely aggressive in the neutral zone, trying to get that ball out of Kellish's stick. And maybe a little bit too aggressive, but she has to be careful not to get called for a green card.
Kellish flips it to Cody, who started driving in, passes it off to Veach at the middle of the 8, and Veach shoots and scores a second goal for the Bombers in just under a minute. Alex.
This is exactly what the Bombers needed to do. They needed to win the draw control, get into the offensive opportunity, and we talked about this on Friday, how they work their best offense when they do it on the fast break, and that's exactly what happened right there. Maisie Veach able to beat her defender one-on-one, cut into the 8, and then a beautiful feed coming in into her, and Veach one-on-one against Smeater. She's going to win that matchup 9 out of 10 times.
Great shot by Veach there. We'll bring it back to the draw circle now, where everyone is lining up once again. Air horn timeout called again on the Herons, I think.
And William Smith, once again, we saw this back in April. They had to take a timeout super early because the Bombers were just up in momentum early on in the first quarter, and happening again here in the Liberty League Championship game. And I really think the thing that they're trying to figure out now is the enigma of Caroline Wise, because right now she is winning in the draw control circle. She has won both of the draw controls to start this game, and once again, it's just they don't have an answer for her. There's no answer on that William Smith team for Caroline Wise, and it's extremely hard for William Smith to get offensive opportunities when they can't win in the draw control circle, and they have to hope that the Bombers just don't score in their offensive opportunity to get it back to their offensive zone. And if that's how it's going to be for the rest of this game could very well play out like it did in April.
Do you think this timeout will fire up the Bombers more or make them lose their momentum a little
No,
bit?
I think this is only going to invigorate the Bombers more. They know that they have the Herons on their back heels right now, and they just have to keep it going right now. Right now, the Bombers are doing exactly what they needed to do to start this game. Come out here with fire, come out here and play like the way that they can and execute the way that they can, as they are the number 10 team in the country, and the way that they did back in April. And that's exactly what they've done to start this game. They just have to keep it going. And I'm sure Carrie Moore is preaching that right now to her team. Just keep it going. Keep doing what you're doing, and telling Caroline Wise, keep doing what you're doing in the draw control circle. Because right now, that is the key to this game, and that is the difference in this game. This game is going to be won or lost in the draw control circle. Right now, Ithaca winning in that margin, and as long as that stays the same, Ithaca should be winning in this game.
And Alex, I'd like to bring one more thing up to you. You talked about it a little in this game already. There's a lot of pressure from this team. We saw that a lot on the game on Friday against RPI as well. Why do you think that is?
I think it's just playoff lacrosse. You know, when you come to it, this is a Liberty League tournament. This is for not only just history in terms of the number of championships for both sides, but also this is an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. If the loser of this game, no matter what, is going to have a pretty good shot of getting it out of the conference bid, but it's not set in stone, Nicole. And so really, both of these teams want a conference bid to the NCAA tournament and getting a better seed. And often, and probably what's going to happen is the winner of this game gets to host at least the first round of the tournament at their respective stadium. And both of these teams play a lot better when they're at home.
We will take it back to the field now, where both teams are once again lining up for this next draw control after this timeout. Once again, Wise and Daniels on the draw, just waiting for the ref to set it up now.
I'm interested to see. They probably want Maddie Montgomery on the outside of the circle because she's probably a little bit faster than Daniels, and so trying to go for those ground balls. But the only problem with that is that if Caroline Wise can get it up and just win it herself over Daniels, Maddie Montgomery won't have a chance to get the ground ball.
Waiting for the ref to signal for them to do it. Whistle blown, ball is up. Wise driving for it on the left side of this field, and she will get possession and win that draw control once again.
And that's exactly what I was talking about there, is that's an errant pass there by the Bombers. Luckily, Chloe Nordyke able to get it going and into the offensive zone for the Bombers, but Caroline Wise able to win that one cleanly and get it herself.
Nordyke now has the ball back behind goal line extended. She passes it up to Phillips, driving into the 8-meter zone. She takes a shot. Shot is deflected off the stick of a Heron, and who will get the ball?
And that's a really controversial call. I thought Chloe Nordyke was a little bit closer to it than Kate Risley there, but the ref rules the other side and goes with the William Smith Herons, and that's a big turnover there as William Smith finally going to have an opportunity in the offensive zone.
Ball is now in the offensive zone with Allie McGinty, McGinty will pull it back behind goal line extended, looking to feed it off to someone, and she does. She passes it back to Griffin. Griffin over to Montgomery. Montgomery passes it off to Daniels. Daniels back to Cassidy. Cassidy back down to Murray. Ball is behind with Griffin now behind the cage.
And the Herons here taking their time trying to set up the offense.
Ball is up top with Maddie Montgomery. She will pull back, claiming she got hit in the face and will be rewarded a free position shot.
That's a bit of a ticky-tacky call. I don't think Wise hit her up high at all. I think she just hit her in the chest, but you know, they're going to award her the foul anyway, and this is going to be the first free position shot of the game to the most dangerous scorer on the field.
Montgomery lining up on the hash mark. She drives in, tries to take a shot, but with great Ithaca defense, it is pulled out of her stick, and Wise will get the ground ball for a Bomber possession.
Credit to Lexi Kellish there. She closed in so fast on Maddie Montgomery and made sure that she was not going to get a clean shot away, and the refs, I believe, are going to give a green card to William Smith as they were a little bit too aggressive on Sydney Phillips in the neutral zone, and they will. So it's going to be, I believe, Nicole Pio who's going to sit down, and it is. So she will be sitting down for a minute in the first woman-up opportunity of the day here for the Bombers. They would love to take advantage of this and get 3 goals on William Smith here early.
Phillips will start with the ball on the far sideline right now, right in front of the Heron bench. She'll pass it off to Cody in the attacking zone. Cody down to Veach behind goal line extended. Veach to Nordyke. Nordyke up to Kellish on this near side. Kellish to Cody at the top of the 8. Cody drives in but pulls it out. Cody looking to feed it to someone. She passes it over to Wise. Wise tries a pump fake but misses it. Pulls it out to Veach. And it looks like she will get the shooting space call from Wise. So Wise will get rewarded a free position
The refs twice now are a little bit late on these calls. The whistles are a little bit late, but they are still giving the correct fouls here. And Wise going to have an opportunity from the same hash that we saw on Friday. It was so deadly, Nicole. And she's going to have an opportunity here against Meter.
Wise lining up on this hash now, waiting for the whistle to be blown. Wise rushes in, but decides to pull it out. Passes it back to Cody. Cody drives in, takes a shot. Smeater save, and the ball will go out, but Maisie Veach will recover it for the Bombers.
And that's still a good opportunity there. They read that they were going to crash in too hard, trying to get it to Cody to get an opportunity down Broadway. Unable to get it past Smeater there, but still the Bombers, another opportunity here.
Ball now with Kellish on near side. She passes it down to Nordyke. Nordyke passes it all the way across to Wise. Wise up to Cody, top of the 12. Cody tries to pull it in. Shooting space call once again, and she will be rewarded a free position shot right on the center hash.
And Cody, the fastest player on this team, is going to have an opportunity right down Broadway. This is exactly what the Bombers want, and this is a massive opportunity for Cody to get the 3rd goal of the game.
Cody lining up now. Whistle blown. She drives in. She takes a shot, but it goes wide, and the Heron will recover it, it looks like.
That's a missed opportunity, and it's going to go. They're going to award it to the Bombers now. They're going to award it to William Smith, even though it touched the William Smith Heron and went out of bounds. So I don't understand, unless they're going to call a foul on Nordyke there, how William Smith got possession. The crowd is not happy, and I don't think the Bombers are either because that's a very controversial call there.
Very controversial call indeed, Alex. But Smeater will pass it off to Daniels, who's now driving into the neutral zone, clearing it up for the Herons. Daniels pulls it across the restraining line into the attacking zone with heavy Bomber defense. Lexi Kellish collides with Daniels, and the whistle will be blown.
And that's going to be a foul there on the Bombers, and the Bombers just have to be careful. They can foul outside of the 12-meter fan, but don't pick up any cards because you do not want William Smith to have a women-up opportunity.
We'll bring it back now with Cassidy having the ball with 40 seconds left on the shot clock for the Herons and just about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the game clock for this first quarter. Ball's with Montgomery at the top of the 12, looking to do something here. She starts dodging, but pulls it out. Options to pass it off to Griffin at the middle of the 8. Whistle will be blown. It will be a shooting space call for Griffin, and she will get the ball on the hanging hash.
And so she'll get a free position shot here from the hanging hash, so it's going to be tough for her to try and drive in on held, but we'll see whether she opts to pass it here.
Lining up with the hanging hash now is Griffin. She drives in, pulls it out, passes it off to Montgomery at the top of the 8. Ball is not caught, and Olivia Puppo will get that ground ball and cause a turnover for the Bombers.
And that's a very rare drop there from Maddie Montgomery, one of the top players in all of D3 lacrosse. You don't see her drop passes very often, as Puppo just lost a pass, and now it's going to go back to the William Smith Herons way. Maddie Montgomery getting her own turnover back.
Back to the Herons with Murray driving in now. She passes it off to McGinty. McGinty takes a shot and scores, and that will be the first goal for the Herons with McGinty scoring it.
And the Bombers, it's a sloppiness that they have. They have moments in games where they just get a little bit sloppy, and Puppo losing it, able to get William Smith rushing back into the zone. The defense had already pulled out for the Bombers, and the Bombers were not able to get back in time to stop that. McGinty one-on-one right in front of the net, and that's way too easy for the Herons. And now a one-goal game once again. But this is what we were expecting, Nicole. We did not expect either side to run away with this game. We expected this to be close, and it's probably going to be close for the rest of this game.
Yes, it most likely will be, Alex. We'll bring it back to the draw circle now. The score is now 2-1 with the Bombers leading with just under 2 minutes left in this first quarter. We will once again have Wise and Daniels on the draw for each team.
And the Bombers, so far undefeated in draw controls, but also they want to keep it in their offensive zone as long as possible. Just drain the clock, because they know as long as they have a lead, the clock is on their side.
Ref lining the ball up now for these two players. Whistle blown, ball is up, and the Herons will get this draw control with Montgomery getting it for the Herons. Pressure defense on Montgomery through Wise, and a whistle will be blown.
And they're going to get a green card there on Wise, and that's exactly what I was talking about earlier, is that you cannot be aggressive in the neutral zone. And Maddie Montgomery, that was a smart play from her. She brought Wise back into the neutral zone to get the green card, because she knew that if Wise fouled her in the offensive zone, that card would not be awarded. But now because of the rule and because of the neutral zone rule, they are going to get the green card. And now William Smith, a woman up for 1 minute to try and tie this game back up.
It looks like we will have Risley having the ball on the other side of the field. She passes it off to Pio, who drives it into the attacking zone and passes it off to a teammate on the far side. Ball is now behind goal line extended. Passed off to Murray on this near side, up to Daniels. Daniels up to Davis. Davis over to Montgomery. Montgomery to Fulton.
And the Bombers are probably going to have to switch to a zone defense here to try and just keep out all the cutters from William Smith. And William Smith crowding the fan right now.
Murray with the ball right at the crease, but takes a shot, and it is saved by Held. And Maddie Mandel will get the rebound and is driving up the far sideline.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. William Smith tried to crash the fan right there, throw everybody in there, knowing that they had the women up opportunity and knowing that they had the body advantage there. And so now another errant pass there from the Bombers, and Hosper trying to get it to Phillips, and it's going to go right back to the Herons. And the turnover margin already in the Bombers' favor. The Bombers have 7 turnovers here in the first quarter. That is not something that is going to be sustainable down this game stretch.
Both teams are now even with that green card penalty expiring, with Wise crashing into the defensive zone.
And the Bombers need to flip the time of possession in their offensive zone right now, because right now it feels like the Bombers don't have an offensive possession in the last 5 minutes of this game. That cannot happen. They need to continue to get offensive opportunities, and right now the defense needs one more stop to try and just get their offense back in the field.
Up with Daniels. She takes a shot from top of the 8 and scores, and that will tie up this game late in this first quarter. Score is now 2-2.
And that was just a bad sequence there from the Bombers. Daniels just beat the outstretched net of Lexi held there. She was diving to the right to try and stop that one, not able to get to it. Was held, and right now what needs to happen is the Bombers need to get the draw control with Wise, and they need to get it into that offensive zone as fast as possible, because that's what led them to success earlier on, and that's really how they beat them in April and how they're going to have to beat them today in terms of William Smith, is that Ithaca has to be able to control the time of possession that they have in their offensive zone. If they turn it over in the neutral zone, or if they have it in their defensive zone for too long, William Smith's just going to continue to score. They have to get it back into their offensive zone and put the pressure on William Smith to play defense.
With 9 seconds left in this first quarter, this will be the last draw control, with Wise and Daniels once again taking it for both teams.
And it's unlikely that anything is going to result of this 9 seconds after this draw control. But still, maybe we'll see. Maybe that if Ithaca can get it on the right side, then they can potentially try and drive it in. And there's going to be a violation there. They're going to give it back to William Smith.
Wise with that false start, and William Smith is crashing in, trying to get a fast break here. Daniels tries to take a feed to Griffin, but the ball will come out, and Held will get the ball to end this first quarter.
And after one quarter, 2-2 the score. And heading into the second, I mean, I think that this is kind of what we expected, Nicole. And we saw immediately something that William Smith didn't do in April, but they've done here today, is make adjustments. Because to start this game, Ithaca came out on fire. They were able to get the draw controls and bring it right into the offensive zone. And William Smith learned from their loss in April, and they really played aggressive defense coming out and making sure that the Ithaca Bombers were going to make mistakes and try and drop the ball, have cost turnovers. And it's resulted in William Smith able to come back in the last 5 minutes of the quarter, because they all of a sudden had all the time in the world in the Bombers' defensive zone. And that's something that just has to go back to the Bombers' side if they want to win this game. William Smith right now has the momentum. Ithaca has to come out of the second quarter break, and they have to immediately win a draw control, take it into the offensive zone to score a goal to get their lead back. Because with Ithaca, with a lead, that's how they win. They have to be leading this entire way almost to get the win today in the Liberty League Championship. Coming from behind against William Smith is going to be very, very difficult. I mean, it's going to be hard for the Bombers to do. And so really their best chance to win this game, they have to get a lead, and they have to just be able to hold it in the William Smith defensive zone. That's really the key.
What are you hoping to see both teams clean up in this second quarter, Alex?
Ithaca, it's all about turnovers right now. They're turning it over in the neutral zone. I mean, I'm watching deja vu of the beginning of the season like we saw on Friday, Nicole. I mean, they're making sloppy passes. Of course, William Smith is contributing that. They're playing really, really tight. They're playing putting a ton of pressure on these players, but still, they have to have that crisp, clean passing that we saw in that April game against William Smith, because that makes all the difference right now. Because a couple of turnovers in the neutral zone results in more time for William Smith in their offensive zone and results in more goals, and that's why this game is tied.
We're going to bring it back to the field now with just under 10 seconds left in this quarter space. My brain is not working. I'm so sorry, everyone. This break between each quarter, as the Bombers are now heading back onto the field, just waiting for the Herons now as well.
And something that's happening here is that William Smith is going to their playbook already in the offensive zone. We saw in that last goal that they just got to tie this game up from Natalie Daniels. They just crashed the zone so fast to where they threw every single player that they had in that offensive zone and tried to just cause chaos, knowing that they had the women up opportunity. And that's something that cannot happen. If Ithaca has to be very smart. They have to be very smart. That last penalty was caused because Maddie Montgomery drew Caroline Wise out into the neutral zone. They have to know that when they're in the neutral zone, just back off a little bit. Just take a step back, because you could still, as soon as they're going to have to come across the restraining line again at some point, and then just pressure them there. You don't need to be riding them the whole entire time in the neutral zone, because that's just going to cost them more penalties and more women up opportunities for William Smith.
We'll bring it to the draw now with the first draw of the second quarter just about to head underway, and each team will be going the opposite way now. So the Bombers going from left to right, and the Herons going from right to left.
I think that's reversed,
that was
Nicole.
Wrong. I'm so sorry.
I think the Bombers are going to be going from right to left, and the Herons will be going from left to right. And another violation.
Thank you so much, Alex.
And another violation on Caroline Wise, and the Herons are going to get the draw controls, and all of a sudden everything that was going the Bombers' way is working against them right now.
Obviously, I do not know my directions today, but we will take it to the Heron offensive zone now, where Daniels has it at the top of the 12. She passes it off to Montgomery. Montgomery to Fulton. Fulton down to McGinty. McGinty behind the net now with it. She passes it up to Daniels again. Daniels over to Montgomery once again. Montgomery to Fulton. Excuse me, that was Davis. Davis drives into the 8. Tough angle to take a shot and pulls it out and passes it off to Fulton behind the net. McGinty, excuse me. McGinty tries to take a pass, but it bounces up to the top of the 12 where Davis recovers it. Davis to Montgomery. Montgomery looking to dodge, and she does. She passes it off to, it looks like, Griffin in the middle of the 8, but she drops the ball, and the Bombers will recover it with Kellish now driving up this near sideline, trying to get into the attacking zone.
And already in the first possession of the second quarter, we already saw a change. William Smith was just trying to go to their cutter-style offense there. In the first quarter, they tried to do all driving players, but they switched it up already. Bombers able to keep them out this time.
Kelly passes to Veach, who is now back behind goal line extended, looking to feed it up to a player. She does and passes it up to Wise. Wise to Cody at the top of the 12. Cody to Natural. Natural back to Cody. Cody now looking to make something happen. She dodges. She drives into the 12, pulls it out, feeds it to Phillips in the middle of the 8, and she will shoot and she will score, and the score will now be 3-2 with the Bombers taking the early lead in the second quarter.
And the Bombers taking advantage of a miscue of the Herons defense. Sydney Phillips was left one-on-one in the middle of the 8-meter fan. No defenders besides hers around her to help. And one-on-one, Sydney Phillips able to make a spin move, make it happen to where she beats her defenders one-on-one with Smeater and makes it count. A little bit of an awkward bounce shot there as Smeater was falling down to the ground, and that one hits the back of the net and scores. So now Ithaca, they have their lead, and now it all comes back to the draw circle once again. The draw control margin right now is tied between Ithaca and William Smith. To start the first quarter, it was all Ithaca, and now William Smith has tied it up because of the violations. Caroline Wise needs to fix whatever violation she's been called on the last couple of times and get back to winning draw controls, because that's the biggest thing for the Bombers, and they cannot continue to be sustainable losing the draw control and then playing great defense and bringing it back to the offensive zone. They have to be able to just bring it straight into the offensive zone from the draw control.
And we will see if they are able to do this now as the ref is lining the ball up for this next draw. Whistle blown, ball is up, and Kellish will automatically catch it in the air and get this draw control for the Bombers. Kellish now driving into the attacking zone. She passes it, tries to pass it off to Veach. Ball goes askew and a scruffle for the ball, and Veach will get it due to a cover from the Herons.
And the foul there against William Smith, and now Ithaca having a chance to set up their offense again. They would love to get a goal here, get a 2-goal lead back on the Herons.
Ball is at the top of the 12 now with Cody.
And once again, William Smith playing way out past the 12-meter fan, just trying to put pressure on Ithaca, and let's see whether Ithaca can go back to that Nordyke-style goal and make a move and try and beat them one-on-one.
Natural on the far side now tries to take a shot, but does not have a good angle, pulls it behind the net now with Natural. Natural up to Phillips on this near side. Phillips to Cody at the top of the 12. Cody looking to do something here. She drives in, takes a shot, and Smeater will save that down low.
That was a good opportunity with Cody there. Cody able to go right down Broadway. No defenders really around her as she beat hers. And Smeater able to come up with the save there and keep this a 1-goal game.
The Herons will now try and clear it up the field as it looks like it will be Pio trying to clear it up. She passes it back to Smeater, who is now above the 12 at this point.
That's a dangerous play there by Smeater. If she lost that ball for any reason, Ithaca was going to pounce on it.
Herons will now drive into the attacking zone as McGinty drives it in. She passes it off to Griffin, who pulls it back behind the goal and passes it off to McGinty. McGinty left side up to Montgomery. Montgomery over to Daniels. Daniels to Lucy. Lucy down to Griffin. Behind the net with McGinty now. She passes it up to Murray. Murray up to Montgomery.
William Smith, I think, is trying to run an ISO play. They're running all of their attackers back and forth across the 8-meter fan, trying to get somebody isolated to work at one-on-one.
McGinty trying to make something. She passes it off to Murray in the middle of the 8, takes a shot, but it is saved by Held once again.
And Held, a great save there. There's a little bit of contact was coming in the 8-meter fin. I saw one of the refs hold up a flag, but no foul called, and Ithaca will get the possession back.
Held passes it off to Dutchinson, who will drive it up this field now. She will pass it off to Russell. Russell passing the halfway line. She passes it off to Green, and Green will bring it into the attacking zone for the Bombers. Green on this near side here, right near the elbow of the 12-meter fan. Green up to Wise. Wise to Cody at the top of the 12. Cody looking to make something happen here. She drives in, takes a shot, and it will be another save by Smeater, but Nordyke will get that rebound.
And Nordyke, great job there, able to keep it in possession.
Nordyke crease rolls, passes it up to Natural. Natural takes a shot and scores and opens this lead even more for the Bombers. It is now 4-2.
As I was just saying, great job by Nordyke, able to hold off Risley, who was just trying to stick check her as much as she could to get that ball out of her stick. Nordyke able to beat her, get it around. Natural notices that, cuts to the middle, right in front of the crease, able to get the pass from Nordyke and able to shoot and score past Smeater. That was a beautiful tic-tac-toe play. Nordyke was the key, able to keep it in her stick and get that pass off to Natural. And now the Bombers, a 2-goal lead is exactly what they want. And now they just want to build as much of a lead as they possibly can, because they know William Smith is not going to go away and lie down like they did in April. They are going to respond at some point. Ithaca going to try and have as much of a lead as they can so that when that response happens, they can still hold a little bit of a margin over them.
The team cohesion is rising as the game goes on for these Bombers, and we will now bring it back to the draw circle with Wise and Daniels once again.
And the chant, "Let's go Bombers," starting up here on the South Hill. This crowd is packed out today. This is the most people I've seen at Higgins Stadium all season long, and deservedly so for the Liberty League Championship.
100%, Alex. Now waiting for the ref to cue up this draw. Whistle blown, ball is up. Wise rushing toward it, and she will get it for the Bombers with Montgomery heavy on her. Wise off to Puppo in the defensive zone. Puppo over to Dutchinson, who will bring it across the restraining line and into the neutral zone.
And you can see Maddie Montgomery is actually the team leader in caused turnovers for the Herons, and you can see exactly why. It's because Maddie Montgomery is everywhere on the field. She rushes and just tries and knocks it out of offensive players' sticks all the time to try and get caused turnovers.
Ball is in the attacking zone for the Bombers now, with Green having it on this near side. Green off to Wise. Wise to Cody, right near this men's restraining line on the field. Cody to Wise. Wise back to Cody. Playing a little bit of a passing game here at the top of the 12-meter fan. Cody. Cody over to Green on the far side. Green looking to feed from here, but she options to pass it back to Cody. Cody looking to make something happen here. She drives into the 12, tries to make a play, but options to pull it back behind the goal. She's crease rolling now. Will take a shot and will score. A nice crease roll by Lily Cody here. 5-hole through Smeater's legs, and the score will now be 5-2.
Like you said, a beautiful crease roll from Lily Cody. She's the fastest player on the field for a reason, and she uses that speed perfectly to her advantage, realizing that her defender is not nearly as fast as what she is, runs her all the way around the goal for the wraparound like hockey style, and able to put it in past Smeater, and extends the Bombers' lead to 3. And now there's also going to be a penalty against Janie Sipek now, a yellow card awarded against her. So now a women up opportunity for the Bombers for 2 minutes. So the Bombers, if they can get this draw control and bring it right into the offensive zone, they can potentially have a 4-goal lead here on William Smith.
If they're able to do what they've done in the past 2 games, in the past 2 quarters, where they shoot and then come back and shoot again, it will be a great momentum boost for the Bombers, now being woman up.
And we saw how in the first quarter, the momentum ebbed and flowed between the two teams. To start this second quarter, once again, Ithaca coming out of the breaks hot. And they're going to award it to Caroline Wise now, who's just going to start the play for the Bombers. So the Bombers are going to be able to use that 2-minute advantage fully, as they're going to bring it right into the offensive zone.
Liney Dutchinson drives into the attacking zone with the ball for the Bombers on the far side. She passes it off to Nordyke, who is looking to feed it up to the top of the field, and she does to Green. Green now over to Cody at the top of 12. Cody to Wise. Wise down to Veach. Veach to Nordyke, working it around now, trying to set something up. Pass high over Green's head, but she's able to recover it.
Great job there. Green able to clean up the mistake and make sure that the Bombers continue to get an offensive possession.
Cody now trying to drive into the 8, and she will call a shooting space violation on the Herons. And Cody will once again get a free position shot on that hash that has been deadly these past 2 games for the Bombers.
And that's exactly what you want to see, the fastest player on the field for the Bombers with a free position shot opportunity.
Cody lining up now, drives in, takes a shot, and it will go off the crossbar.
That's about as close as you can get from, as it'll go back Ithaca's way, but that's as close as you can get for Lily Cody right there off of the corner of the crossbar, between the post and the crossbar.
Cody feeds it into Phillips in the middle of the 8 now. Whistle blown with a high check on the Herons, and Phillips will now get a free position shot.
And back-to-back free position shot opportunities for the Bombers, and William Smith shooting themselves in the foot right now with all these fouls and all these free position shots. Ithaca's eventually going to take advantage of them.
Phillips will get this free position shot on this middle hash on the right side of the 8-meter fan for the Bombers.
The Bombers looking to get a 4-goal lead. Phillips, one of their top goal getters, second behind Veach, can get it.
Phillips lines up, takes the shot, and rips it in past Smeater for the Bombers to once again get that goal with a 4-goal lead now, 6-2, 8 minutes left.
And William Smith, all of a sudden, they're shooting themselves from the foot. They're causing all the mistakes, and the Bombers doing what they do best, taking advantage of the mistakes. And right now, Sydney Phillips, she knows that all the defenders are looking to crash in on her if she drives. So instead, she just says, okay, I have all the power in the world. I'm just going to rip it right past Smeater, and that's exactly what she does.
Great shot there by Phillips, like you said, Alex. I mean, we've seen with free position shots from the Bombers, we've seen them run it in a lot and try and do something fancy on the crease. But like you said, great ripper by Phillips to get this lead. And we will bring
excuse me, Nicole, I didn't mean to cut you off there. But one thing I do want to talk about, and one thing that we haven't talked about, is the goal distribution for this William Smith team. When you look at their stats, it's Maddie Montgomery and Natalie Daniels who both have 60-plus goals. But then the next closest person is Molly Davis with 28. I mean, it's really just like this offense is only Natalie Daniels and Maddie Montgomery. And Daniels has one of 2 goals on the day for William Smith. So if Natalie Daniels and Maddie Montgomery are shut down by the Ithaca Bombers defense, William Smith is struggling to have any other goal scorers do anything against this Ithaca defense.
William Smith will get this draw possession for the Herons. She drops to the ground, and a yellow card, it looks like.
And it's going to be on Green. And so Green will be off for 2 minutes on that collision with Daniels. And now all of a sudden, William Smith an opportunity with a woman up for 2 minutes to get a goal back and cut it down to a 3-goal lead and get some momentum back. Because really, that's what they've been struggling with.
Cassidy bringing it in right above their straining line in the neutral zone for the Herons. She passed it off to Murray on the far side. Murray to Montgomery. Montgomery down to McGinty behind the net. McGinty over to Griffin. Griffin to Fulton. Fulton up to Montgomery. Montgomery to Daniels. Daniels over to Griffin. And the ball is now behind the net. The Herons are moving it very quickly around this horn. Ball on the far side now. Ball is down with Murray chasing it, but she will recover it.
And William Smith just looks a little disoriented right now. They don't look like the former number 2 team in the country that they were ranked for more than half this season.
Ball with Murray now in the middle of the 8. Takes a shot. It goes wide, but the Herons will get it back with McGinty behind the net.
Just over 1 minute left to go on the Green penalty.
Ball up top with Cassidy. Cassidy over to Montgomery. Montgomery at the top of the 12 now looking to make something happen. She drives into the 12-meter fan now, looks to dodge, takes a shot, but it is saved by Held. A fantastic body save by Lexi Held, and she will pass it off to Wise, who's driving through the neutral zone.
What a save there by Held, able to keep that one out with her body moving from right to left, able to come across the net and bounce that one off of herself and taking a hit for the team right there and keeping this a 4-goal lead for the Bombers. And there's going to be a foul against William Smith, and Dutchison's going to be able to bring it all the way across the restraining line now.
20 seconds left in this Green penalty as the Bombers bring it into their attacking zone with Juliana Esposito on the far side. She passes it off to Nordyke, it looks like. And
Nordyke and this Ithaca Bombers team are just going to wait for the Green penalty to just get killed off, and then they're going to try and get an offensive opportunity.
Nordyke up to Esposito on the far side. Esposito having a high-pressure defense on her far out in the zone, and Green will drive into the attacking zone now with the ball, and the teams are now even. Green at the top of the 12, passes it off to Wise on this near side. Wise down to Veach. Veach to Phillips in the middle of the 8. She will take a shot, but it will go off the crossbar, and Risley will pick it up for the Herons.
Not another crossbar. I mean, this is twice now in this exact quarter where two Bombers, Phillips and Cody, have been denied goals thanks to the crossbar. I mean, the crossbar for Smeater. Smeater should be kissing the crossbar right now as to how lucky she is.
We'll bring it into the Heron attacking zone now, where Montgomery has it on this far side with just above 5 minutes left in this first half. Ball going around the horn now for the Herons. Seems like they've been settling it down a lot, trying to make something happen, possibly run a play. Up top now with Cassidy. Cassidy over to Daniels. Daniels looking to make something happen, but passes it off to Griffin at the bottom. Drives into the 8, pulls it out, back up to Daniels. Over to Cassidy at the top of the 12. Over to Montgomery. Montgomery back to Cassidy. Cassidy to Griffin. Griffin driving into the 8. Pulls it out once again over to Cassidy. Cassidy to Daniels. There's 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Daniels has to do something now to make something happen. Daniels takes a shot, but it is once again saved by Held, and it will get right back in front with a Heron. She takes a shot, and she misses again, but they will get it once again.
Taryn Lucy had it right in front. She was able to pick up that rebound and had it right in front of the crease in front of Held. No defenders around her, and she misses wide. I mean, that is what a break there for the Bombers, and they're just going to keep it right now. In the Herons, they're rattled right now. They cannot make a shot right now.
Unlucky shot from Lucy, but they will have it once again with Daniels on the far side, flips it to Montgomery. Montgomery driving into the 12 now, pulls it out. She's looking to feed it off to someone, but she does not. She dodges her defender, takes a shot. Another great save by Held as Montgomery falls down in the middle of the 8.
And another Bomber is down with her. And so I think Wise is also down, it looks like, for the Bombers. And they looks like they are going to be awarding, I don't know, the referees have not made a clear distinction as to who the yellow card's going against. And now Montgomery's starting to walk away a little bit, but we're going to wait and see. Or no, they're going to give it to Wise. They're going to give Wise the yellow card thanks to the collision. No cards called there. And so Wise will come off for 2 minutes now. And now another opportunity for William Smith to get a goal. And at this point, the Bombers have just been playing defense for the past 4 minutes.
Once again, I feel like a very controversial call from these refs, and the Herons will get a free possession
The
shot.
playoff reffing has not been the best, Nicole. We have seen it on Friday. We're seeing it again here today.
Yeah. The Herons will now line up on the 8-meter fan as Montgomery will take a free position shot here.
I wonder if she elects not to drive in.
Montgomery drives in and takes a shot and scores against Held, bringing it to a 3-goal difference with the Bombers leading 6-3.
And clearly she did not listen to what I just said, Nicole, as I was wondering, I was thinking in my head that she was going to just do what Phillips did, which is just power shot trying to get it past Held. But instead she drives in because the last time Maddie Montgomery had a free position shot and drove in, Kellish was able to knock it out of her stick and make sure that she couldn't get the goal. So I thought she was going to learn from that. Apparently she just said, no, I'm just going to do it again and it's going to work this time. And so she will. And it's 3:45 left to go here in the second. The second quarter been dominated by Ithaca so far. They've been leading so far and gotten it up to a 4-goal lead at one point before that Montgomery goal. And so now it's really interesting to see just the Bombers need to respond here and try and get the momentum back on their side, because Montgomery, if she can get going, it's going to be tough because Montgomery is one of the best scorers in all of D3 lacrosse.
Yep. Something interesting to note here, Wise is back on the field now, and both teams are even.
Well, that's because it's like in hockey. When you score a goal, the penalty is wiped away. And so Wise is out of the box now and is going to be taking this draw.
Wise with Daniels once again on this draw. Whistle blown, ball is up. Wise rushing toward it, and she will get this draw control for the Bombers.
And Wise using her height and her skill once again over Daniels. Wise at 5'10", Daniels only at 5'8", so a 2-inch difference there, and it's showing right now in this game. And the Bombers get a little bit more draw control margin with that draw control win.
Wise pulls it back to the defense now as Liney Dutchinson is trying to clear it up the field on the far side. She options to pass it over across the field to Green. Green now rushing up this near sideline.
And I think Dutchinson, that was a dangerous pass. She had Caitlin Russell right behind her. Just pass it to her, and then Russell can give it to Green. That was a bit dangerous there, but it works out for the Bombers, and they'll take it in the offense.
The Bombers looking to have a hard time getting the ball to their attacking zone from the draw control, with the Herons having such pressure defense in the neutral zone.
And then the Herons clearly don't care about the new rule with the green card and pressure in the neutral zone. They don't care about that. They're playing hard pressure in the neutral zone anyway.
Ball with Phillips now on this near side. Up to Green at the top of the 12. Green to Kellish on the far side. Kellish looking to do something. She passes it up to Green at the top. Green dodges, drives into the 8-meter zone, takes a shot, goes behind her, but it is now on the ground, a scruffle for the ball, and it will land in the crease with Smeater.
I don't know how Natural didn't score there. She was able to pick up the rebound, get it up high, and take a shot, and then it just bounced around right behind the crease. And we're going to have to see, and once again, now another green card on the Bombers for pressure in the neutral zone on Wise again. And it was Veach and Wise colliding on pressure on Pio. And once again, the Bombers are going to be penalized. The Bombers, they just need to take it a dial back in the neutral zone. They cannot be doing what the William Smith Herons are doing because the Herons aren't getting called on it. The Bombers are.
This new green card rule is very hard for these players to adapt to because your whole life you're taught ride in the neutral zone, and now it's very hard for them to do so.
Well, William Smith has been riding all day long, and they haven't had a single green card called against them. The Bombers, that's 2 now in the neutral zone.
We'll put into the William Smith attacking zone now, where it looks like Griffin will have it behind the goal. She passes it over to McGinty. McGinty on the far side now passes it up to Murray. Murray up to Montgomery at the top of the 12. Montgomery looking to do something here. She passes it off to Griffin. Griffin drives into the 8, takes a shot, but it will be once again a save by Held. Held off to Dutchinson now as she clears it through the defensive zone into the neutral zone. Dutchinson loses the ball. Ball is rolling through the neutral zone now. Ground ball scruffle between these teams, and it looks like Davis will pick it up for the Herons.
And Ithaca just needs to be a little bit careful. And once again, like I've been saying all game long, William Smith has been riding through the neutral zone on these Bombers defenders, and they have not gotten called once.
Pio drives into the attacking zone now. Options to pass it off to Montgomery. Montgomery down to Fulton. Fulton to Griffin. Now it's behind with McGinty. McGinty over to Murray at the far side. Up to Montgomery with just under a minute left in this first half. Near side with Griffin. Griffin up to Daniels. Daniels to Montgomery. Montgomery to Davis. Back up to Montgomery, top of the 12th. About 40 seconds left in this game. The Herons have to do something here. Goal line with Griffin. Griffin looks to dodge. Pass it off to Daniels, excuse me. Daniels up to Montgomery, top of the 12. Looking to do something here is Montgomery. She drives into the 8, loses the ball, will get it back once again behind the net with Davis. Ball now top of the 12 with Davis as the clock is winding down. 15 seconds left. Davis looking to dodge here, looking to do something with this little time left. Off to Montgomery in the top middle of the 8. A shot and a score from Montgomery with just under 10 seconds. The score will now be 6-4 from that shot from Montgomery.
And it really shows this William Smith offense is all Maddie Montgomery, Natalie Daniels, and then window dressing. Because truly, it's those two who are driving the offense of this team, and it's really just her teammates. When you look at the passes that they're making, they're not passing it to each other. They're passing it to Natalie Daniels and Maddie Montgomery, being like, here, do something with it. You know, make a shot happen, make a play happen. And it's really like William Smith is having problems trying to do that because the Bombers are just double-teaming and triple-teaming Maddie Montgomery and Natalie Daniels. And finally there, Montgomery on a cutter, able to get a pass from Daniels inside and able to get that goal. And, I mean, that's really something there that the William Smith offense is taking forever to get an offensive opportunity and a goal. And so the Bombers, once again, it's about time of possession, and it's about time in the offensive zone. If the Bombers can dominate that in the second half, they can absolutely win this game.
We will bring it back to the draw circle now for the last draw of this first half with Wise and Daniels once again. Waiting for the ref to set it up.
8.7 seconds left. It's unlikely that either team is going to be able to do anything with this.
Whistle blown, ball is up. Wise looks to get it, and she does. Pass it up to Cody. Cody driving in as the clock winds down. Over to Phillips. Phillips takes a shot, but it is missed, and the clock will wind down. Almost
What
a
a
shot
pass.
from Sydney Phillips, but this first half will wind down as the score is 6-4 with the Bombers leading going into the half.
Wow, what a pass there from Lily Cody. Threw it all the way up, just Hail Married it into the 8-meter fan, and Phillips able to get it and just not able to get it on net and tried to just go because she had to go fast. She had 1 second on the clock when she got that pass, and she just had to turn and shoot. Just unfortunately not able to put that one on net. But really the stories from this first half, Nicole, have been William Smith. It's all Natalie Daniels and Maddie Montgomery. And even without a massive margin in the draw control, Ithaca's still able to generate offense, and their defense has been on point today.
Yes, we will now take a short break for this halftime while these teams recoup. For Alex Duprute, I'm Nicole Allen. We will be back in the second half.
Welcome back here to Higgins Stadium as it's 30 minutes left to go here in the Liberty League Championship to decide the champion of the Liberty League. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Schubert. Alongside me, Nicole Allen. And Nicole, currently the score, Ithaca leading 6-4 right now. However, it's very close, very punchy back and forth. Both teams trading blows right now. What do you want to see from William Smith that is going to allow them to get back into this game?
I want them to utilize their offensive players more. In the first half, I feel like they were feeding every single ball to Maddie Montgomery and Natalie Daniels. And yes, it's worked for them. They have 4 goals. But I think if they try and utilize every single player on that offense more, they will have more opportunities.
And when you're speaking of Montgomery and Daniels, they have 3 out of the 4 goals so far today. And so really, it's been those 2 players driving the offense for the William Smith Herons. Switching over now to the Ithaca Bombers. They have a lead right now by 2 goals. They have been playing very well so far. What do you need to see from them in order to close out this game and get their first Liberty League title?
The biggest thing for the Bombers at this point is possession. We've been doing great on the draw control so far. The margin is currently 4 for William Smith and 6 for Ithaca, so not that small of a margin, but we need to win these draws in order to get goals for the Bombers side. I mean, Caroline Wise has been doing great on the draw circle so far. She currently has 4 draw controls, so 4 out of the 6 for the Bombers, but the Bombers need to be able to, once they win this draw, they need to be able to clear it into their attacking zone. They've been having a lot of trouble with having very high pressure in the neutral zone after the draw, having to pass it back to the defense, then it's on the defense to bring it up through the neutral zone into the attacking zone. So I think focusing on winning that draw and then being able to get the ball from the draw circle into their attacking zone is the biggest thing.
And that's one of the things we talked about earlier is that time of possession has made such a difference in the momentum of this game. When William Smith was able to control it in Ithaca's in their offensive zone, they were able to take over this game and take over the momentum, and that's why it's a 2-goal game. But when Ithaca had the momentum and when they were able to get it and keep it in their offensive zone, it was a different story. All of a sudden, Ithaca was getting goals back to back to back and running it up. At one point, Ithaca had a 4-goal lead in this game, and so really right now, the Bombers need to come out of this half with fire, some spunk, and to immediately go and get another goal, get that multi-goal lead back. And like I said earlier on in the game, we both know this, Nicole, William Smith is not going anywhere. They are not going to lay down and die like they did in April. What's going to happen is that William Smith is going to make some runs. It's about whether Ithaca can build up enough of a lead to where they can account for those runs and still have a lead in a little bit of a leeway going into the 4th quarter and going late into this game. Because that's ultimately going to decide the Liberty League champion, I think. If Ithaca is able to keep up a solid 3-4 goal lead, I think they'll be able to close it out. But if it's 1 to 2 goals, William Smith is a very dangerous team. We've seen this throughout history of these 2 teams. William Smith has gotten the better of Ithaca in some very tight games. It's really about Ithaca keeping that lead and keeping cool, calm, and collected.
I 100% agree, Alex.
And now as both teams are coming back onto the field, it'll be Daniels versus Wise in the circle, along with Molly Davis against Lexi Kellish and Maddie Montgomery next to Lily Cody. 30 minutes to decide the champion of the Liberty League.
Should be a great second half, Alex.
And this is exactly what you want to see in a championship game, Nicole. 2 teams very, very close together, rivals, a history between them, fighting for a conference title. And it all starts now as it goes up, and Wise is going to get the draw control here for the Bombers. So the Bombers will get the first offensive possession of the day, and the Bombers working from left to right. The William Smith Herons from right to left, and there will be a foul against William Smith. And it'll be a card against William Smith. So it looks like it'll be Janie Sipek who picks up the card here. And it'll be a green card.
Something interesting to note from that first draw control of this second half, the Bombers had attacker Maisie Veach lined up on the defensive line, so Wise was able to get that draw control and immediately pass it back to Veach on the defensive restraining line, and Veach brought it right up. So a very interesting tactic from the Bombers.
And they're bringing out all the tricks here in the Liberty League Championship against William Smith. Veach now has it in her office far side, trying to work her way around. A minute of a woman up for the Bombers, 40 seconds left on that penalty. And now it's Cody coming in. Now pass it over to Kellish, and shooting space foul on William Smith there. That's going to go against Lily Kunn. And so now Kellish is going to have a free position opportunity here, the first one of the second half. And this is a big moment for the Bombers. Kellish already with 20 goals on the year, trying to make it 21. Kellish now will drive in. She will shoot and score! Kellish able to go sidewinder to beat Smeater, and that extends the Bombers' lead 7-4, 14-21 left to go here in the third quarter.
Great shot from Lexi Kellish. Got a little worried there after the follow-through. Thought she might step in the crease there, but she was able to save herself. And I think these second hashes on these sides have been huge in these last two games for the Bombers. A lot of the times they will take shooting space calls from these second hashes and just drive right in, roll the crease a little bit, and then just shoot right away. Great play by the Bombers.
And now they'll bring it back to the draw control circle, and this is exactly what the Bombers want. They want to be able to stack draw controls and goals, and this is their opportunity to do it right now. They got the first one here in the second half. Now they want to do it again here.
Veets once again lining up on the defensive restraining line for the Bombers, so definitely an interesting tactic and a new tactic the Bombers will be trying out in the second half.
Yeah, we've never seen this before in all of our games calling Ithaca College lacrosse. We've never seen this, and so Veach on the other side, maybe she's just a safety net or someone who can just do the rushing. And it'll go up, and it looks like Daniels is able to win it cleanly. So draw control for William Smith, and they'll bring it right on in to their offensive zone. Daniels now goes down low to Murray. Murray now going over to McGinty. McGinty now across to Fulton. Fulton going down low, now across to Lucy. Lucy all the way around the horn, back to Montgomery, now back down to Davis again. Now all the way back down behind the net to McGinty, across now to Fulton. Up top to Lucy. Now all the way back at the top 12 to Daniels, and they're running the isolation play. They got everybody to the right. Daniels 1-on-1 against Kellish, and now they're starting to bring players across. Montgomery now comes all the way across near side, and she'll pick it up. Back to Daniels at the top. Daniels trying to work her way in. 1-on-1 against Wise right now. She'll opt to go down to Fulton once again. Fulton back across to McGinty. McGinty now trying to go back far side to Lucy. Now up top to Montgomery. Now Daniels. Daniels has it working her way near side. 23 seconds left to go on the shot clock for William Smith. Daniels now trying to work her way in. Over to Murray. Down low to McGinty. McGinty now near side working her way in. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. William Smith going to have to hurry up. Now up top to Montgomery. Montgomery driving in. She will shoot, and it goes wide. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. It will now reset. 3, 2, 1. And so Fulton's just going to throw it to the corner, and it'll be a shot clock violation on William Smith, and Ithaca gets possession.
Great defense there by Ithaca. High pressure. Shout out to Liney Dutchinson, who was really pressuring in those last 10 seconds of that shot clock. Really great defense by Ithaca.
And now Puppo brings it across to Russell, and this is one of the issues we talked about. William Smith pressuring Ithaca in the neutral zone. Dutchinson has it near side, trying to work her way in. Splits to William Smith defender. She loses it for a second. Hit up high, no call. And now it'll be over to Juliana Esposito in the neutral zone, or excuse me, in the offensive zone. Now over to Caroline Wise. Ithaca still up 3 goals, 7-4 here. Kellish now near side will settle things down. Across over to Nordyke. Now back up top, near side to Kellish, across to Cody at the top. Now goes far side to Wise. Wise working her way against Montgomery. Now across, back up top to Cody. Cody working her way inside, trying to walk in. She'll go back out to Wise far side. And Veach trying to work her way inside, and she will. Cody not able to get the pass. Cody slipping her way through, loses it for a second. No foul called as she fell down. Esposito able to pick it up and keep it going for the Bombers. 25 seconds left to go on the shot clock for Ithaca. They're going to have to hurry. Wise now far side. Back across to Cody now at the top of the 12. Back near side now to Esposito. Esposito working her way against Davis. Now goes back down low to Nordyke around behind the net. Nordyke trying to do a wraparound. She will not be able to get past her defender. And now she'll work her way inside. Nordyke shoots, and a great save there by Smeater. Smeater ready for the high shot going low, and Smeater able to make the save.
All that work must have paid off in the time between that April game and this game, Alex, because Smeater has been making some crucial high shot saves.
And now 11 minutes left to go here in the third quarter, and Smeater almost made a little bit of an errant pass. She threw it cross field, and now it'll go up top to Daniels. Daniels trying to work her way through the neutral zone, and she'll pass it all the way up top into the offensive zone to Eliza Wild now, who just checked into the game. And now it'll go down to Fulton once again. Fulton working her way down low, and it'll go back. 10:40 left to go here in the third. McGinty now back over to Murray. Murray up top to Daniels, now across to Montgomery. Montgomery down once again to Wild. Wild down low to Fulton. Now McGinty once again. Now they're starting to crash the 8-meter fan here a little bit. Daniels now working an isolation play. They got everybody behind the goal line extended. Now players are starting to come up. Now over to Davis once again. Davis working one-on-one isolation on Lily Cody. Davis cuts inside of Montgomery here, shoots, and a save there by Held. Great save one-on-one against the top goal getter in the Liberty League.
Great save by Held there. Was able to get down low onto her knees very quickly and was able to save that. Great job by Lexi Held. That will be her
10th save of the game.
Thank you, Alex. 10th save.
And so Russell now will have it, pass it over to Nordyke. And Nordyke will have it in the offensive zone. And another opportunity for the Bombers to extend their lead, and they want a full roll lead. They want as many goals in between these two teams as they possibly can get. Up top to Cody now. Across near side to Green. Green trying to work her way in. She's looking for a pass. She's not able to find one. Nobody cutting for the Bombers. She'll go up, back up top to Natural, across to Cody, around the horn to Phillips. Phillips now working her way inside. She loses it for a second. A foul called there on William Smith, so it looks like it will be a free position shot for Sydney Phillips.
It looks like it'll be an indirect, actually.
It'll be an indirect, actually. It looked like she was in the 12, but
it did.
She will be awarded possession still, so Green will have it now near side. Green near side trying to work her way against Davis, one-on-one. She'll opt to go back up top to Natural. Now across to Cody. Now William Smith pushing out a little bit. Cody trying to work her way inside. Not able to go anywhere, guarded tightly by Sipek. And now Cody trying to go inside, and there's going to be another foul there, and there's going to be a yellow card against Janie Sipek, it looks like.
A lot of yellow cards issued in this game already, Alex. Yellow cards are not normally something we see very often in games because they do, if you get 2 yellow cards in one game, it is considered a red card, and you're out for the rest of that game and the next game. So very interesting yellow card calls here, Alex.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Sipek will sit for 2 minutes, a women up opportunity for the Bombers with 2 minutes left, and a free position shot for Lily Cody. And so it's going to be the hanging hash on the left side, and we're going to wait and see here. Cody was about to go, and now we're waiting for the refs to confer a little bit. Cody, I think she'll have to pass, even as fast as she is. It's a way off angle. And now we're waiting to see the refs talking with, I believe, Ann Phillips, the head coach of William Smith, and now the other referee will come back into the offensive zone. And now Cody will go, and she will opt to pass it back. Wise now working her way inside, and there's going to be shooting space foul called against Wise as she was looking to sidewind that one in. And so now it'll be another free position shot for the Bombers, but at a much better angle, almost down Broadway.
Great play there by Wise, being able to just pull it right back in and call that shooting space on them.
And Wise now trying to work her way inside. Wise will drive in. She will lose it, and it'll go right into the stick of Schmieder, and there's going to be a foul called against William Smith as it's going to be a hit up high against Wise. And so Wise got hit up high, and now another one for Ithaca. This is the 3rd straight possession where Ithaca is going to have a free position shot. Wise now will take it, and she'll pass it up to Cody. Cody now across to Green, trying to work it in fast. And she'll have to go down low to Nordyke. Nordyke now across the net to Veach. Veach in her office, working inside to Phillips. Shoots and scores! Sydney Phillips off of a beautiful pass from Maisie Veach. Makes it 8-4 Bombers. 8:19 left to go in the 3rd.
Textbook feed from behind the net to the middle of the 8. Great lineup by Veach and Phillips, able to make that connection and see that shot right there. Overall, great play by Phillips and Veach.
And Veach, the difference in her play this season has been her assisting. She has been known for her goal getting and for her point racking up, but it's normally been from her goals. She leads the team in assists, and she gets a beautiful one right there to Sydney Phillips.
And I think something really interesting to note here is that Wise option to pull that last shot out and pass it off to Cody, and they worked it around more. And I think that's really interesting to note because a lot of the times players just try and when they get a free position shot, they'll just try and shoot the ball right away. But that was a really smart play by Wise.
Well, I think Wise read is there's going to be an air horn timeout called here by William Smith as they're going to try and talk things over and regroup down 4 goals. But one thing to note about that play is that Wise, I think she's so smart because she understands that William Smith knows that she's a top goal getter. She knows that she's a great player. And so they're expecting her to drive in and try and get in goal. Instead, Wise opts to pass it, and Ithaca works it around the horn quickly to where William Smith can't get set in their defense, and then that's how they get the opportunity. And a beautiful pass there from Veach. As now there's a timeout here in Nicole. What do you think Ann Phillips is saying to her team right now? Down 4 goals here in the Liberty League Championship with just 8:19 left to go here in the third.
I think Ann Phillips is saying pressure, pressure, pressure. We have seen William Smith been pressuring the Bombers out very far, but I think we're at that weird spot where they can't pressure out too far, but they can't be also too close to the 8 where the Bombers are able to beat them so quickly. So I think pressure, pressure, pressure on the William Smith defense is the biggest thing.
And we've talked about all season how Carrie Moore is adjusting that defensive slider. I think Ann Phillips needs to adjust her slider on the defensive side quite a bit now, as her defense has now committed a lot of fouls, a lot of cards, and now finds themselves down 4 goals.
I think the defense should also communicate more. I feel like when looking at this defense in this third quarter, they've been very man for themselves, very in no man's land, only really focusing on the girl they have, not keeping track of the ball where it is in the field. So I think communication and pressure are the biggest things for the William Smith defense right now in order to stand a chance against these Bombers.
And now Ithaca, if they stack a few more goals, they can start to run away with this game, Nicole. And I know that we talked about all game long how William Smith is not going to go away. They are a very dangerous team. They're number 7 in the country for a reason. They were number 2 in the country at one point. But also, we saw this in April. Ithaca ran away with it, and William Smith never got a chance to come back. If they can stack a few more goals, Ithaca can, then they can start to run away with it again. And all of a sudden, they're looking at their first Liberty League championship. And so now Ithaca and Wise and the crowd is starting to get into it here. This very packed out crowd is starting to get into the game, and they're starting to cheer here. They know they can smell, and I'm sure the Ithaca Bombers can smell how close this Liberty League title is from their fingers. Wise now against Daniels. Once again, they're not opting to switch like they did back in April between Montgomery and Daniels. They're just sticking with Daniels. Wise goes up, and it's going to be knocked around, and Wise will come away with it. So another draw control win for the Bombers, and it'll hand it off to Veach. Veach is the one who's going to be driving it across the restraining line into the offensive zone. I think that's a smart play to where Carrie Moore figured out, put one of your best players back in the defensive zone and have the draw control won, and then hand it off to her and let her bring it in because she's not going to be the one to lose it.
I was just going to say that, Alex. I think it's a big risk to change offensive play like that at the beginning of the second half of this game, but I think it's worked out very, very well for the Bombers.
And Carrie Moore, she has always had tactics in her sleeve all ready to pull out, and that was a beautiful one there as Cody's trying to drive in. She will shoot, bounce way high, and the shot will go around. It's bouncing around, still bouncing around up in the air, and Maddie Montgomery will let it land in her stick, and she will bring it all the way back into the offensive zone for William Smith. And Montgomery now trying to go coast to coast a little bit, driving all the way in. She will get stopped, and it'll hand it off to Fulton. Fulton now across to McGinty. McGinty over to Murray. And William Smith, they need a goal here to try and get back into this game, down 4. Now it'll be over to Daniels, across to Davis. Now back to Fulton again. Now down low to McGinty once more. McGinty now taking her time and bringing it all the way around, and now it's over to Cassidy. Cassidy isolated one-on-one against Green, and she will go down, and there will be a whistle blown on Elizabeth Green, and so it will be a free position shot for William Smith. Or no, they're just going to give her the out of 12-meter start.
Very interesting indirect calls in this game, not something you see a lot.
And so now it'll be over to Daniels once again at the top. Now trying to work her way inside is Murray. Murray passing it over to Davis, back up top to Daniels. And now William Smith pushing everybody back to that goal line extended, trying to get one player isolated. Ithaca not falling for it, double teaming Daniels here. And now trying to push it inside to Murray. Murray not able to get a goal, or shot off, excuse me. Daniels shoots, and it's a great save there by Held, able to get her stick down and save that one. McGinty now gets things reset, 60 seconds back on the shot clock. Montgomery now across to Cassidy. Cassidy now going down low to Fulton. Fulton back across to Cassidy. Cassidy going now up top to Daniels. Daniels guarded closely by Russell. Russell pushing her back. And now it'll be across to Fulton. Fulton now trying to go across to McGinty. McGinty at the top. Still William Smith staying in that isolation play at the bound goal line extended. A shot goes wide, and Ithaca will be able to get to it first. Liney Dutchinson able to run to it, and Ithaca takes over.
Great play by Liney Dutchinson there. It's very important for her to get that rebound, and overall, great defense by Ithaca.
And they're going to award a foul there and a green card on Maddie Montgomery, and that's the biggest piece lost for William Smith. And finally, the first time we've seen all day long where finally a Heron gets called on pressure in the neutral zone. And it's, of course, Maddie Montgomery, the one who's been riding the Bombers the most, who gets it.
Yeah, very interesting calls from the ref. The Ithaca Bombers have been getting a lot of green cards in the neutral zone, but the Herons have not, so very good to see a Heron finally getting one.
And now it'll be Cody who will get things restarted for the Bombers. And she will pass it up to Natural now into the offensive zone. So the Bombers trying to extend it to 5 goals with 50 seconds with a woman up opportunity. Beach now, far side, will go up top to Wise. Now over to the middle in Cody. Now near side to Green. Green trying to work her way inside. She'll go down low to Nordyke instead. Now back across to Veach. Veach up top to Wise once again, and Ithaca taking their time. Cody now over to Green. Green trying to rush in. She was not able to get a shot away as she had to pull back. So Green works her way around. She'll go over far side to Wise. Wise now goes down low to Veach. Will go down low across the net to Nordyke. Nordyke trying to work her way in. Green will go up top over to Wise once again. Pass inside to Phillips. Late whistle blown. And I think they're going to call a foul on... They're going to call a foul against, I think it's actually Pio who's going to get it back on the Wise play. Not anything to do with Phillips after she went to the ground after being hit late. And so Wise will get a free position shot here at this second hash that has been so deadly, Nicole.
Yes, deadly hash, and we'll see what Wise will do. Will she option to pull it out, or will she option to take the shot?
Wise can do just about anything here. She's done a little bit of everything so far today. Wise now will just pass it back up top to Cody. Cody now across to Green, or excuse me, to Natural. Natural now up top to Cody, back once again across to Wise. Inside to Phillips. Phillips couldn't get a shot away. Get back over to Cody now at the top. Now inside to Green. Green driving away inside. She loses it for a second. A scrum for it. The ball bounces around, and it goes into Smeater's grasp. So Ithaca tried to get an opportunity there as the penalty on Montgomery has expired. 4:10 left to go here in the third quarter. Montgomery charging all the way in for William Smith. She's trying to go coast to coast. She will go all the way and shoots and scores. Maddie Montgomery, the hat trick for her on the day. And that makes it a 3-goal game now, 8-5. Ithaca still leads, 4:03 left to go in the third.
Coast to coast goal, not something you see very often. So great job by Maddie Montgomery there for the Herons.
Well, Montgomery came out of the penalty box and went right into the neutral zone, got it passed up to her, and she was just off to the races. And Montgomery, she knows that her teammates necessarily aren't gonna be able to give them the offensive production that they need to win this game, and so she's just gonna take it herself and go. And the Ithaca defense not able to get back in time and not able to push her back and really reject her. And so now we're gonna see once again, it looks like Veach is working her way back down to that defensive restraining line, and so they're gonna keep that play going right now. And so now it'll be Wise and Daniel still in the draw control circle. And Wise now waiting for it, getting set up. A referee is finally stepping away, and it'll go up, and it looks like Wise is maybe going to get to it. There's a little bit of a scrum for it, and Davis has had it for a moment and now gets knocked out of her stick, and Cody able to come away with it. And the sideline for William Smith is furious with no call. Cody able to bring it into the offensive zone. Cody working her way inside the 12 will hand it off to Kellish. It got knocked out of her stick. Her stick got knocked out of her hand, excuse me. And so Kellish will hand it off to Wise far side.
Big yard sale there from Cody's stick.
And so now it'll be Cody across to Kellish near side. 3:30 left to go here in the third quarter. Nordyke up top to Kellish near side will go around to the middle to Cody. Now far side Phillips, and Ithaca switching up the rotations a little bit here. Wise in the middle more, still Veach down low. Cody now into the middle again, trying to work her way one-on-one, and she'll just hold it and hand it over to Phillips once again. Phillips far side working her way in, trying to drive. She'll go back up top to Cody again. Cody now trying to drive inside into the 12-meter. Now pass the inside to Wise, knocked away by Montgomery, and Montgomery able to get a cause turnover, and now is going to rush things back to the Herons' offensive zone. Ithaca trying to get back to stop her this time. Montgomery hands it off to Daniels. Daniels inside to Murray, shoots and a score! And Murray, tic-tac-toe play for William Smith, and all of a sudden it's a 2-goal game, 8-6. Ithaca still leading, 2:45 left to go in the third.
Tough spot for the Ithaca defense to be in. It looks like Lexi Hell was a little frustrated after that shot right there. I mean, that is two fast breaks back-to-back for these Herons. This defense needs to clean it up.
Well, not only that, but I think the Ithaca defense needs to come back, but they also have to find a way to check Montgomery in the neutral zone. She's gaining way too much steam in the neutral zone right now, and it's been twice that Montgomery has been the one to initiate the play in the offensive zone, and all of a sudden, William Smith only down 2 goals now, and this game is very much not over. And now we're going to have to wait and see is that Ithaca needs to get this draw control. They need to bring it back in. Right now, Ithaca is struggling to get offensive opportunities in William Smith's defensive zone. They need to switch up their tactics a little bit and try and get a goal. And Wise and Daniels once again, and they're not switching in Maddie Montgomery, which I think is very interesting. They're leaving her on the outside, which is something that we saw them do in April. It wasn't really successful, but at this point, it's been 9-6 in the draw circle advantage to Wise. And now it'll go back, and it'll be knocked around, and it's still a scrum for it. And it looks like Davis able to finally get that one for William Smith. So William Smith now with all the momentum bringing it back into the offensive zone again. Murray now trying to bring it in. Now across to McGinty. McGinty back to Davis. And Ithaca, their defense is going to have to stand tall here. Montgomery now across to Daniels. Now down low to Fulton, now across to McGinty once again. They're trying to do that goal line extended ISO play once again. McGinty now will go all the way around, and now she's the isolated player at the top. One-on-one with Dutchison. McGinty now trying to work her way inside, and she will get pushed back and go all the way around now back over to Murray. Murray now working her way in near side, working on Hosport. Now come on. Isolated play, and Murray able to beat it inside. Held makes the save, and it bounced back. Great save there by Held. And now it'll be picked up by Montgomery, and she'll be able to keep things going. 60 seconds back on the shot clock. The rain is beginning to pour down here on the South Hill. Now Daniels behind the net, near side. Daniels now working her way around. Once again, William Smith sticking with this isolation play back down by the goal line extended. Mandel gets beat. Daniels shoots and scores, and that's exactly why they do it. Daniels left one-on-one, able to beat Maggie Mandel, and now all of a sudden it's a 1-goal game, a 3-goal run for the Herons here. Makes it 8-7. Bombers still lead, 1:28 left to go here in the third, and I'm waiting for the timeout to be called from Carrie Moore because I think they need to just stop and reset right now, the Bombers do. Their defense has been exposed right now.
The Bombers need to clean up that defense. I mean, the Herons have run that play probably about 5 times, and they've scored every single time they've run it. So the Bombers need to realize, like, they need to.
And I think what's happened here, Nicole, is that the Bombers were doing a great job of putting defenders with the isolated player at the top early on, but all of a sudden those defenders that were crashing have gone away now, and now it's just one-on-one, and their defenders are getting exposed. And now all of a sudden it's a 2-goal back-to-back stretch because of William Smith getting those isolation plays. Ithaca needs to adjust their defense and make sure that when they're in the isolation set, those defenders need to come out and help their teammates and make sure that they crash, even if it's going to leave somebody open behind the goal line extended.
Yep.
Wise now as it goes up, and Kellish and Wise are going for it. Wise will get it, and Wise is going to stop it. And now it's going to go back to William Smith. They're going to call interference on Wise.
I think it was on Kellish, actually. Lexi Kellish threw a, hip check to the Maddie Montgomery, and that's why she fell.
And so now it'll go back to William Smith, and William Smith now an opportunity heading into the fourth quarter to tie this game up. Daniels now will go back over to Pio, and now it'll come near side to Risley. Risley trying to get it up, and now it's over to Daniels. Daniels now checked by Veach. Veach trying to stop her from going into the neutral zone, and she will stop. Daniels into the offensive zone for the Herons. Now over to Murray. Murray now over to McGinty behind the net. McGinty now will go up top to Montgomery. Montgomery now across to Davis. Davis to Wild. Now back across to Daniels. Down low to Fulton. Fulton goes across the net to McGinty. 45 seconds left on the shot clock. McGinty coming up top, and once again, that isolation play. And now the defender's starting to come up a little bit more for Ithaca. McGinty hands it off to Daniels. Daniels shoved back by Mandel. Daniels trying to work her way inside. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot and score! And off the screen, Daniels able to go down low and beat Lexi Held near side. And all of a sudden, we have a tie game here. It's 8-8. The William Smith crowd and bench are going ballistic.
The Bomber defense is falling apart when they do that isolation play, Alex. I mean, that is the second goal in a row that they've scored off of that play. Kerry Moore should definitely try and take a timeout right now.
They don't even need to. It's 16 seconds left in the third quarter, Nicole. I mean, I'm sure she will have some rousing words heading into the fourth quarter break, because this is right now a calamity for the Bombers defense right now, as they are falling apart. And the William Smith Herons, all of a sudden, we're down 4 goals. They've erased it just like that. And all of a sudden, it's a tie game, 8-8. And now the Bombers, they need to regroup, and they need to regroup fast. They do not want William Smith to get a lead. They need to get a goal here. And now Ithaca, they can try and go fast break. I think they have to put Veach back on the other side, because Veach has to be the one running the fast break into the offensive zone. So Wise now against Daniels once again. And the Bombers have had moments in late into games where they have gone to sleep a little bit. And right now, William Smith on a 4-goal run. They're having one of those moments, I fear. And it's not the time to have it. So Wise will get it up to Mandel. And I think they're just going to try and run out the clock. 8 seconds left. Mandel back over to Wise. 5 seconds. And they are just going to run it out. So Ithaca will take a tie game headed into the fourth quarter as the horn will sound. And Ithaca needs to regroup. William Smith right now, you can hear it in the crowd. They know that they are playing well right now. And all of a sudden, the William Smith team that looked so dead in the water just a few minutes ago have a tie game headed into the fourth quarter in the Liberty League Championship. And Nicole, what happened to the Ithaca Bombers?
I think one of the biggest things was possession. They stopped winning draw controls. They stopped winning draw controls, so the Herons were able to get that possession right away. And, I mean, we had 2 fast breaks in that game, in that quarter. I mean, they were able to get possession right away and capitalize off that in their attacking zone. And the second thing is the defense. The Herons scored off the same play 2 times in that quarter. I mean, the defense needs to recognize that, and they need to figure out what they can do to stop the Herons in that situation.
Well, I think another thing that happened, Nicole, is the turnover margin. And the turnover margin is in William Smith's favor. 12 turnovers for Ithaca, only 7 for the Herons. And the Herons, in that third quarter, committed 2 turnovers. Ithaca committed 5. And so that's really the story of this game. And like I said at the very beginning, Ithaca, if they commit more than like 15 turnovers, it's going to be very hard for them to win. And right now they committed 12, and there it's a tie ball game. So really, it's going to be tough. And I think 15 is that number, Nicole, because 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter, it's going to be tough to come back from that.
Yep.
And so right now, Kerry Moore has to have the most rousing speech ever during this season, because right now her team needs it. And I think this crowd has to get back into it, because with the crowd behind them, I think Ithaca's got a good chance. But Ithaca, they have to do what they've done all game long, which is come out of quarter breaks and dominate and be on fire and be motivated. Ithaca knows that they are playing a team that will not go away no matter what. They are going to have to play all 60 minutes against this Herons team. They knew that coming in. Right now, 15 minutes left to go to decide the Liberty League champion.
It all comes down to this, Alex. The last 15 minutes, the biggest push that the Bombers will need to make in order to get this Liberty League championship for the first time in program history.
And the Bombers, they're going to have to use everything that they have got to beat this William Smith team, because they are not going to go away. And they have proven in this game that game in April, they are not going to play like that in a playoff game and in a tournament game going forward into the NCAA tournament. The horn goes, and William Smith breaks their huddle. Ithaca, they need to get a goal here to start this quarter. And Veach, they are still having her on the far side with the defense. So Ithaca will be going from right to left. William Smith from left to right. Veach all the way back there still. They're sticking with that tactic. And now the pressure is going to be on Wise coming down the stretch. Every single draw control is going to matter even more now for the Bombers going down.
The Bombers need this possession, and they need this goal to get their momentum going in this last quarter.
The Bombers need a lead, and they need it now. Wise now against Daniels with the rain coming down here on the South Hill. 15 minutes left to decide the champion of the Liberty League, and we are about to get underway. And the ref is trying to place the ball here, and 15 minutes is underway. It's up, and it's going for Cody. It bounces off of her. Not able to pick it up cleanly, and now able to pick it up. It gets knocked out, and she's going to get down. And that's going to be a green card right there against William Smith and against Natalie Daniels to start the quarter.
That was a crazy check.
And so that is going to be a green card against Natalie Daniels to start the fourth quarter for the Herons, and that's exactly what the Bombers want. They now have possession, and they have a woman up for 1 minute to try and go and get a goal right here. And Nicole, this could be the biggest moment of the game so far.
This could be the momentum turner for the Bombers.
They need this right here. Cody will bring it up, and she will go around McGinty in the neutral zone. Passing it up top to Nordyke. Nordyke has it now crossing into the offensive zone. Now down low to Maisie Veach. Working down low near side. Wise now up top to Cody. Cody back across to Wise. Wise trying to work her way inside. Down low to Veach all alone. Trying to work her way inside. The defense closed quickly there. Nordyke now far side. We'll bring it up top to Kellish. Kellish now up top into the middle for Cody. Cody now trying to work her way inside. It'll be over to Wise now near side. Feeding it inside to Kellish. Hit up high. Kellish was hit up high by a stick, but it'll go out of bounds, and that'll be going William Smith's way. That's a missed call there against Lexi Kellish, and so William Smith will take over. Still 10 seconds left on the Daniels penalty. And now Smeater now is... Natural is right on Smeater. Smeater getting it knocked out of her stick a little bit, and she had to go back into the crease.
That should be a whistle on the goal circle violation. Once the goalie's out of the crease, they're not allowed to go back in it.
And so now a missed call there, and now all of a sudden bouncing around a scrum for the ball. It's being knocked around. Cody picks it up and goes across the restraining line. Cody now bringing it in on a fast break, trying to work her way into the middle. She will shoot, and a save there by Smeater, diving down low to get that one. What a save there by Smeater, saving the tie game for the William Smith Herons. Now the Herons have it once again. Daniels bringing it up. And the Bombers are putting pressure on the Herons right now. They're doing what William Smith did to them early on in this one. Now it'll be Cassidy bringing it up across the neutral zone into the offensive zone. Murray trying to work her way inside into the 8-meter zone, and she will back things out and slow things down. Montgomery now over to Cassidy. William Smith, this is their first opportunity to get a lead in this game. Now over to Fulton, down low to McGinty. McGinty now across to Davis. Now up top to Montgomery. William Smith taking their time here. They know they have time on their side. 44 seconds left on the shot clock. Montgomery now up top at the 12. She's going to get double teamed. Davis now over far side, working her way towards the middle. Davis now working her way around near side, working against Maggie Mandel. Davis working her way inside. She'll get blocked back. Pass over to Montgomery. She'll lose it. There's going to be a flag there and a foul called against Lily Cody. And so now Maddie Montgomery, the most dangerous scorer on the field, is going to have a chance to give William Smith their first lead of this Liberty League championship. Montgomery now, free position. She will go inside. She will get it knocked out of her stick, picked up by Davis, shot, and it goes wide. And Ithaca will take over. Duchess isn't able to get to it. What a save there by Kellish. And now it'll go across to Held. Held over to Maggie Mandel. 12 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Still tied 8-8. Nordyke now bringing it up across into the offensive zone for the Bombers. Nordyke going all the way inside, driving towards the net. She will lose it on the middle. No foul called. There will be a foul called. And so Nordyke will have a free position shot as she was hit up high. Chaos here to start the fourth quarter. What a sequence back and forth.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Alex. I'm just trying to process what is
I'm
happening.
trying to breathe right now.
Me too.
And so Nordyke will have it at the near side secondary hash.
Deadly hash.
Deadly
Alex.
hash here. Nordyke, an opportunity to get the lead back for the Bombers. And she will pass it back out to Y. So Ithaca opts not to go in. They will simply take it down. Into Phillips, shoots, and it goes high. And Veach able to keep it going. 60 seconds on the shot clock. Veach trying to work her way in. And she'll pass it up top to Cody. Cody now at the top of the 12. She'll work her way inside, and she'll flip it over to Kellish. Kellish now driving in. She will spin around, shoot, it goes off the crossbar again. That's the third crossbar of the game for the Ithaca Bombers. What an unlucky bounce. And now Montgomery trying to go back. Sorry, Nicole, but Montgomery's charging in. They need to slow her down. Montgomery goes all the way in, shoots, and it goes wide. Goes wide to the right, and now William Smith able to keep it going. It'll be Fulton now in the near far side corner. Now over to McGinty behind the net. Now far side to Murray. Now up top to Cassidy. Now over to Davis. Davis at the top of the 12, near side to Daniels. Daniels now working down low to Fulton to McGinty behind the net. McGinty now working her way around. McGinty isolation play, one-on-one with Dutchison. She's working her way inside. Pass it over to Davis, and a shooting space foul called on Ithaca. And now Molly Davis will have a chance to give William Smith their first lead on the free position shot.
The pace of this game in the past 2 minutes, Alex, has changed completely. Both teams have came out firing in this fourth quarter.
And now Davis, second dash on the right. She'll drive and shoot and score. And Davis gives William Smith their first lead of this Liberty League Championship game. They lead at 9-8 now. 10:37 left to go in the fourth.
The Bombers cannot let this get their momentum down. I mean, they need to let this go, have the mindset of a goldfish, as Syracuse alumni goalie Asa Goldstock would say, have the mindset of a goldfish, forget about it, and move on and get that win.
And I think that's exactly what Carrie Moore is going to preach to her team right now as she calls timeout. And so it'll be a timeout for Ithaca. 10:37 left to go, 9-8. William Smith, their first lead of the game, and Ithaca has been doing such a good job of keeping the lead, keeping the pace controlled, and all of a sudden it has exploded here in the last 3 minutes of this game, Nicole. And what do you think has to change for Ithaca? What do they need to do? They have been shut out of getting a goal for quite a while now. They need to come back and try and find one here.
Ithaca needs to stay composed. In the past 2 minutes, the pace of this game has moved completely, but they need to stay composed. They cannot be frantic on offense. They need to stay composed. They need to run things smoothly and stealthily, and they need to not make mistakes. They need to not make mistakes, and if they do, they need to capitalize off of them, because the biggest thing they can do right now that will lead to their defeat is make a mistake.
And turnovers especially are the things. They've already committed one here in the fourth quarter. The margin is still 13-8 Ithaca with more turnovers than William Smith. And so right now, Ithaca, they need this draw control. Caroline Wise, this is the biggest moment of the game and the biggest moment of their season right now, and it's all on Caroline Wise's back. She has to get the draw controls, especially down the last 10 minutes of this game. Every draw control is going to make a massive difference. Wise, Kellish, and Cody will be on the circle.
This is Wise's time to shine.
This
is her time to step up and show why she has had over 155 draw controls in this season.
And the second highest active player in all of NCAA women's lacrosse is Caroline Wise. She has more than 500 draw controls in her career. She needs about 5 more here in this Liberty League Championship to get her team a win.
This is her time to step up and her time to prove it, Alex.
And Wise against Daniels here. The familiar matchup. William Smith has stuck with Daniels every step of the way, and so far it's been successful. 12-7, the draw control margin currently. Every draw in the fourth quarter is going to make a massive difference. Wise now is going to get set. Ref setting the ball. Five unanswered for William Smith. Ithaca needs to respond. Wise now will get set as the balls are getting set by the ref. And now we're still waiting here. William Smith still chirping on their side of the field. Ithaca needs to silence that. And now the ref finally steps away after she set it for about a minute or two. It goes up, and it's going to be picked up by Cody. She loses it immediately, and Maddie Montgomery takes it away. And that's exactly what cannot happen for the Bombers. Montgomery now has it in the offensive zone. She loses it, and Kellish picks it up. That's something you never see. Maddie Montgomery, one of the best players in D3 lacrosse, loses it. And now Kellish is going to bring it into the offensive zone. Bombers will take it. They get a break. And Kellish trying to lose it. And now Kellish will keep it and slow things down. Bombers cannot lose it here in their offensive zone. They need a goal right here, right now. 10 minutes left to go.
They need to stay composed. They need to make clean passes. They need to make clean looks, and they need to stay composed.
Cody now, over to Natural, far side, working her way down. Less than 10 minutes now left to go here in this Liberty League Championship. Nordyke now, working her way all the way around. She will not be able to get a shot off. She'll go up top to Cody. Cody now trying to work her way inside. She will work it all the way around down low far side, and now she'll go back up top far side to Natural. Now working her way to the middle is Wise. Wise now has it. She'll go near side. She'll go back across to Natural. 30 seconds left on the shot clock for Ithaca. They're going to have to move. Cody now trying to work her way inside. She will shoot, and it bounces off the goal post again. That's the 4th post of the game against the Bombers. Morris Schmieder is the luckiest goaltender in the world right now. That's 4 goals that have been denied by the post. And now Murray working her way inside into the offensive zone. William Smith trying to get a multi-goal lead here. And now it'll be over to McGinty. Back over to Montgomery. Now up top to Cassidy, and William Smith slowing things down, taking all the time that they can off the clock. The clock is now on William Smith's side. Fulton down low to Murray, across to McGinty. Now down low to Montgomery, across up top now to Daniels. Daniels trying to work her way in, double teamed by Mandel and Wise. And now with her is now McGinty. McGinty working her way one-on-one with Dutchison. Working inside to Fulton, shoots, and it bounces off the crossbar and out. No goal. What is up with the crossbars here? And Herons will get it. But wow, what a shot there by Fulton. It bounced off the crossbar junction and will say no.
These players are loving the pipes today, Alex.
Everybody's loving the crossbar in the post right now. It is Daniels who has it, working her way around one-on-one against Wise. Players are going to have to come and help her. And now players are coming to help her. And so Daniels working her way around. We'll pass it off to McGinty. McGinty, 30 seconds left on the shot clock. She'll go right inside to the 8-meter, shoots and scores. And McGinty goes top shelf, and William Smith now has a 2-goal lead. It's 10-8. Herons, 7:47 left to go here in the 4th quarter. And Ithaca, they need a response. They're running out of time.
Lexi Held extremely frustrated right now. She needs to keep her composure, and she needs to not let these get to her head. These Bombers need to step up, and they need to figure it out.
And the Bombers, they have been shut out by this William Smith defense. It is now 7 consecutive goals scored by William Smith without a response from the Bombers. And the Bombers, they have to find a way to get a goal on Schmieder right now and make this a 1-goal game because they are running out of time. There are only about 4 full possessions left in this game. If they can't figure it out, their hopes of a Liberty League championship will be slipping away from them. And William Smith, if they get 1 more goal, it might be over, Nicole. Like, Ithaca, this is the time. This is the time right here, right now. Down 2 goals. They have to step up. It'll be Daniels versus Wise. Wise needs this draw control right now. They need a clean one. Ithaca needs a spark right now. Somebody has to step up and get a goal and get a spark for the Bombers and give them some hope back. Right now, William Smith, all the momentum, all the hope on their side. Ithaca needs something to get it back. And it'll pop up, and Maddie Montgomery gets the draw control, and that's exactly what they didn't want to have happen. And now it'll be Montgomery bringing it all the way in. Over to Murray now. McGinty now. Cross far side, now back down low to Montgomery. Across to Davis now. Davis working it all the way around to Wild. Wild now goes down low near side to Fulton. Across now to McGinty behind the net. Goes near side to Murray. And William Smith just throwing it around, slowing things down and taking time off the clock that Ithaca needs. Davis now up at the top, and now the isolation play starts again. And now it'll be Daniels. Daniels across to Wise, one-on-one, trying to work her way in. She will not be able to get in. Double team coming from Russell. And now pass over to Murray. Now down low to Maddie Montgomery. Maddie Montgomery shoots, and a save there. And no foul called, and that'll be picked up by McGinty. McGinty for the Herons. We'll reset the shot clock to 60 seconds. 6:45 left to go here in the 4th quarter.
Great save there by Lexi Held.
And Daniels has it behind the net, just holding it and slowing things down for William Smith. Ithaca needs to get a stop right here. The defense has to stand tall. They need it right now. Montgomery now behind the net. Montgomery, one-on-one against Puppo. Working away inside, shoots and scores! And Montgomery, or they're going to wave it off. They're going to say no goal. And there's going to be a foul against Russell. And so there's going to be no goal. And so it'll go Ithaca's way. No goal, and the possession will be awarded to Ithaca. They're going to call a foul against William Smith. Russell was fouled. And there's going to be a foul there. And Russell went down as that goal was being scored. And so there will be a foul called. And that may just save the season for the Bombers right there. They need maybe just because one more goal from the Herons. And this one might be over. 6:16 left to go. Cody trying to charge through the neutral zone. Bombers trying to make this a one-goal game. They need an answer right now. Cody now bringing it all the way down low near side to the goal line extended. Will go up top now to Phillips. Now across to Wise. Wise going around to Kellish. Kellish now down low to Nordyke, far side. Back up top to Kellish. Across to the middle in Cody. Cody now over to Wise. Wise near side trying to work her way in. It'll be Phillips now down low. Phillips working away inside. Pass to Esposito. Esposito in the 8. Knocked around, and it'll be picked up by Maddie Montgomery again. And Montgomery been the bane of the Bombers' existence and has been causing so much chaos on the defensive side. And that'll be Daniels bringing it in. Daniels now will go behind the net and go around to McGinty. 5:18 left to go. The Bombers, it's slipping away from them this game. And the Herons now are just going to hold it. And they can bring it down to less than 4 minutes with this shot clock, and that could be deadly for the Bombers. The Bombers have to cause a turnover. They have to try and just capitalize on a mistake. Daniels has it behind the net. We'll flip it back over to Montgomery. And Montgomery and Daniels, those two players are just holding the ball right now for William Smith. 4:50 left to go. Puppo and Montgomery going one-on-one. Montgomery trying to go in. She will not be able to, and it'll go over to Davis, and now there's going to be a whistle. And they are going to award, I believe, a foul against Ithaca. And so Maddie Montgomery is going to have a free position shot here. And if Maddie Montgomery scores, that could very well be the dagger for this game.
This is Lexi Held's moment to stay strong and be a brick wall.
Montgomery shoots and saved there by Held. That may have just saved the season for the Bombers. The Bombers have to hurry, though. 4:35 left to go in the game. Mandel trying to bring it up the field. Mandel trying to bring it up. Mandel and the Bombers, they need a goal, and then they need a draw control and another goal to tie this one up. 4:20 left to go. Still an opportunity for the Bombers, and there's going to be a timeout taken by William Smith to talk things over defensively. And so now this is the possession that probably will decide the game for the Bombers and decide their season. This is it right now. Liberty League title on the line, Nicole. Who do you think they go to here?
I think it's hard to say, Alex. I think they'll start the ball with Wise. I think they try and get it to Veach. I think Veach is the key factor to this next play.
I was just about to say the same thing, because Veach has been relatively quiet this game, even though she hasn't been double-teamed a lot. And right now, it's been Phillips who has the hat trick, and then the rest of the goals have been spread out. Veach does have one goal earlier, but right now the Bombers, I think they go to her, because right now she's been the sneaky X factor that's sort of been laying low, quiet in the background, and now it might be her time to shine. But the Bombers, they need a goal here. If they cannot get a goal on this possession, in all likelihood, the Liberty League Championship will go to William Smith. And now, what do you think Carrie Moore is telling her team right now, knowing this is their championship on the line, this is their season on the line?
I think she's saying clean it up, and I think she's saying finish it. I think it's there. She can't ramble on at this point because her girls will lose interest. She needs to be clear, and she needs to get straight to the point and say, you need to clean it up, and you need to finish this for our team.
And that's exactly kind of what happened. Is Ithaca's already broken their huddle. And Ithaca, this is the biggest possession of the game, the biggest possession of the Liberty League season right here for the Bombers.
The Bombers cannot give up now. They look a little sluggish coming back onto this field right now, and they cannot give up now. This is where they need to keep their mindset good, and they need to lock in.
And this has been one of the struggles of the season, is coming from behind. Ithaca has never played well from behind. In the moment of the Liberty League Championship, they have to come from behind here. 2 goals down against William Smith. 4:21 left to go. Ithaca, they need a response and they need a goal.
This Ithaca crowd also needs to get louder. I mean, we hear William Smith parents cheering and cheering, but I feel like this crowd is just kind of watching. I think if they get momentum up, it'll get momentum up with the girls as well.
Well, I think if Ithaca scores a goal, I think this crowd is going to go ballistic.
Yes.
Kellish now working her way inside. Hands off to Esposito. Esposito loses it, and it'll be picked up by William Smith. Cassidy gets knocked down, and there's going to be a foul against Ithaca. And Ithaca didn't even get an opportunity there to get a goal. William Smith will have it. With a full shot clock, 4 minutes and 7 seconds left, they'll be able to take it down to 2 minutes 30 seconds with this possession. And so now Ithaca gonna have to try and get a cause turnover here, as they are almost out of time. And now it'll be Cassidy back over to Pio. Pio trying to work it up through the neutral zone. And now she's going to run all the way through up into the offensive zone for the William Smith Herons. She'll get checked there by Russell, and it'll be a foul against her. Now up top to Murray. Murray now with 3:45 left to go in this game. McGinty now, 60 seconds on the shot clock for William Smith. Cassidy over to Davis. Now across to Daniels, and William Smith just holding it, just passing it around. Fulton now near side. We'll go across to Daniels once again. Up top now to Davis. Across to Montgomery. Cassidy down low to McGinty. Up top to Cassidy once again. Now back across to Davis. They're just holding it. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. 3:15 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Fulton now. We'll hold it once again, and William Smith taking no urgency. They have all the time in the world right now. Daniels and Montgomery headed to the back of the net. Daniels has it. And she'll pass it over to Montgomery, and they're just playing catch back and forth right now. 15 seconds left. Daniels trying to go all the way around, working her way around. Russell able to shove her back, and they're just going to run out the shot clock. 2:47 left to go. Daniels trying to push it around. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. She'll get it a shot off, and it'll not count. And it will go off the post, and no. So the Bombers are going to have it. Mandel passing it up to Natural. Natural loses it and able to keep it. She's able to regain it. Natural working her way up top. Less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in this game. Natural working her way inside. 2:20.
The Bombers need to do something here.
They have to hurry. They need to do a quick strike goal, get a draw control, and score another one in order to tie it. 2:13 left to go. Nordyke trying to work her way inside. Nordyke working her way around the net. She'll go behind, trying to work her way around. She'll go into the 8-meter pass over to Phillips. Shoots and scores! Sydney Phillips with the biggest goal of the season for the Bombers. 2:01 left to go. 10-9. William Smith still leads.
Great shot. Phillips has been key on the crease today for the Bombers. That will look like it will be Phillips's 3rd goal of the game. That is a hat trick for Phillips, and she's been crucial for the Bombers.
It's her
offense.
4th goal of the game. Sorry, Nicole. It's
You're
her
okay.
4th goal of the game. But Phillips, the biggest moment of the game, the biggest moment of the Bomber season. And now 2:01. Ithaca needs this draw control. This draw control decides the fate of the Liberty League Championship right here. If William Smith gets it, they will hold it down to 30 seconds, and the Bombers will have no time left to get a goal. If Ithaca wins it, they will have 1 shot to tie this game.
It all comes down to Caroline Wise on this draw circle right now.
We said at the beginning of this broadcast it was all going to come down to Caroline Wise. It quite literally does here. Late in the 4th quarter, 2 minutes left to go. Wise, Daniels in the draw control circle. Ithaca needs it bad. Wise now sets up. It'll go up into the air. It'll be knocked around, and Montgomery will pick it up for William Smith. And now the Herons just need to hold it. 86 seconds left. And so now Montgomery being pressured a little bit. She'll go into the offensive zone, and William Smith all content to just hold this pass. They'll have it down to about 30 seconds left is what it'll be left if the shot clock were to go all the way down to 0. Cassidy now across to Davis. Davis now across to Murray. Murray down low to McGinty, and McGinty and Murray going back and forth. And William Smith just going to hold it. 60 seconds on the shot clock. They can take it down to about 1:20 on the game clock. Ithaca might only have 20 seconds to get it all the way down the field and score a goal to tie this game. Daniels now back to McGinty. McGinty and Dutcherson one-on-one. She's going all the way outside. Dutcherson trying to pressure as much as she can. A minute left to go here in this Liberty League Championship game. Daniels going up against Kellish behind the net. 30 seconds left on the shot clock for William Smith. Back over to Murray. Now across to Davis once again. Now Cassidy down low to Fulton. Fulton near side. Going back up top to Cassidy. 15 seconds on the shot clock. 40 seconds left to go in the game. McGinty now. 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Looking for a pass. She will pass it up top. Knocked around. Bombers have it. Cody trying to push it up. She's going to have to go fast. The pass up to Pumpo is knocked out. She's knocked down. Foul called, and that'll stop the clock. 27 seconds left. She's knocked down hard, and there's going to be a card awarded against William Smith. So Ithaca, a minute with a woman up. 27.4 seconds left to try and tie the game. Pumpo is still down on the field.
Great deflection by Lexi Held there. She saw the ball. She was able to step out into the crease and get that deflection. Great deflection by Lexi Held, and hopefully Olivia Puppo is okay. She's up now.
And the trainers are coming out to check on her. Puppo looks like she's going to be able to shake it off. But a minute for Molly Davis here. A green card against her. 27.4 seconds left in the game. Ithaca trails by 1. And now all of a sudden, Ithaca has one last shot to tie this game and send it into overtime. And now a timeout taken by William Smith to talk things over.
This is it, Alex. This is the moment.
And this is what we've been waiting for. We said at the beginning of this game, it was going to be a dogfight. We said at the beginning of this game, it was going to come down to 1 or 2 goals. It's a 1-goal game, 27.4 seconds left. Ithaca, a woman up to end this game with an opportunity to tie it, send it into overtime. And if it does go into overtime, it would be a 3-minute overtime periods until eventually, I believe, somebody scores. And so it would be sudden death. Whoever scores first wins. 3 minutes. And so the Bombers can't even be thinking about that right now because they still have to tie this game up. 27.4 seconds left, trailing 9-10. Who do you think they go to here, Nicole?
I think they try and go to Veach once again, or Phillips. I think if they feed it to Veach or Phillips, it could happen.
That's truly the 2 top goal getters right now. Everybody else has 1 goal except for Phillips, who has 4 in this game. And so Veach has been awfully quiet late into this game. She might be the one that they go to here when they need her most. The senior, the one who has been setting records in this program's history. She needs 1 goal. The Bombers need 1 goal to tie this game up, send it to overtime. 27.4 seconds. This is what you want in a playoff game, Nicole. High drama, high stakes, high intensity. Late in the 4th quarter, we're getting it all here.
This is what you want in a championship game, Alex.
Exactly. This is what they've been working for this entire year. The Bombers, their whole entire mission this season was the revenge tour to finally get their first Liberty League title. It comes down to these last 27.4 seconds. And Lexi Held coming over to talk to Maisie Veach. Give her some words of wisdom before she goes back into her net. 27.4 seconds left. A woman up for Ithaca. They have to get it down the field and score a goal in 27.4 seconds. Shot clock does not matter. It's at 90 seconds. It will not matter. It'll long not expire before the game clock does. Veach will start things. Veach now will take things. She's working it all the way around. 23 seconds now. Veach driving it all the way in. A woman up for Ithaca. Passing it over to Cody. Cody trying to rush her way in. She will shoot, and she scores! Cody scores! She ties the game. 15.3 seconds left to go. It's 10-10. The crowd is on its feet. Pandemonium here at Higgins Stadium.
Great play by Maisie Veach. She saw the goal she saw the clear shot to Cody. Cody drives in and makes that shot. The Bombers need this draw control. They cannot think they won now. If they win this draw control,
they haven't won. It's still tied.
If they get this draw control, there's a shot. They score right away and don't even send it into overtime. But they need to get it. They cannot let the Herons get this draw control.
If the Herons get the draw control, all the pressure is on held and the defense to hold.
Yep.
Wise, we talked about her before, how it was going to be crucial down the stretch for Ithaca to win their first Liberty League title. This is it right here. 15.3 seconds left. Tie game 10-10 between Ithaca and William Smith. Everything that you could ask for and more in this one, Nicole.
My heart is racing, Alex.
It's pounding right now. Whew. Everybody on their feet here at Higgins Stadium. Wise, Daniels in the draw circle. It'll go towards the restraining line, picked up by the Bombers, and it'll go back towards Ithaca. Ithaca's going to get it, and Maggie Montgomery was trying to run away with it.
It looks like a Bomber was pushed over the restraining line by a Heron.
And so Ithaca will get it. I wonder if they're going to reset the timer on the game clock because that was time wasted, and they're going to stop. And now they are going to reset the clock here. I think they are going to reset the clock, put some time back on it because Maddie Montgomery wasted time in the neutral zone. And so now Ithaca's going to get it in the offensive zone, and now they're maybe adjusting the clock. We'll have to see. Or they might, yes, they're going to put 8.4 seconds on the game clock here. 8.4 seconds. Ithaca, a chance to win their first Liberty League title here. Wise over to Cody. They're going to have to hurry. 5 seconds left. Cody trying to work her way in. She will shoot, and it deflects over. Naturel trying to pick it up, and it will be picked up by William Smith, and the horn will go. It's overtime here in the Liberty League title game between Ithaca and William Smith. The last 2 minutes have been heart-pounding palpitations right here. Ithaca, William Smith, they need extra time.
Alex, I can't even speak right now. Oh, my. This has been a wild fourth quarter for both of these teams,
This has been the game that we were expecting to see when we came in and we prepped for this game. We talked before the game started, Nicole. We knew this was not going to be an easy task for the Bombers to get their first Liberty League title. We knew William Smith was going to come back. They were going to be ready to go. And here we go. Overtime. 5 minutes before overtime starts. It'll be a 3-minute overtime period. Sudden death. First one to score wins, which once again puts the emphasis on the draw control and Caroline Wise. If she can get the draw control for the Bombers, they have a chance to walk off win their first Liberty League title.
It's like you said, Alex, it's going to come down to that draw control. If they can get that draw control, they have 90 seconds on the shot clock. They can wind it down. They can settle it. They can do whatever they need to do in order to get that goal.
We have talked all game long, and I know we keep saying it. We keep saying it, how important Wise is in the draw controls. But it just can't be overstated, Nicole. I mean, draw controls have determined this entire game. The reason why Ithaca was able to tie it is because they got a draw control in the last 27.5 seconds left. Cody, clutch. Phillips, clutch. Wise has been clutch so far in the fourth quarter. And right now, all the momentum on Ithaca's side, if they can run it with a draw control win into the offensive zone, they have a chance to win the game in walk-off fashion.
With 3 minutes and 20 seconds left, the Bombers are ended. I think Kerry Moore kept it short. She kept it sweet, but she kept it firm. She kept it strong.
And that's what she's been doing all season long. That's what she's been doing to us, Nicole, in our interviews. When we've been talking to her, she's always keeps it short, sweet, and to the point, and she always gives us direct answers. And I think that's exactly her coaching style down there on the field and her mentality. And right now, if she has any aces left in her sleeve, now is the time to pull them out. Now is the time to pull out whatever tactics she has left drawn up in her lacrosse mind, because right now is the moment.
This is the moment for the Bombers, Alex. With mostly seniors on the field, they have been chasing this for 4 years, Alex. This is one of the most dominant senior classes we've seen in a very long time here at Ithaca, and this is their moment to finally achieve what they've been chasing.
This might be the most dominant senior class we've seen in Ithaca Bombers history for women's lacrosse. Some of the most prolific players in program history that have redefined the record book here at Ithaca. And they have a chance to do something that no Ithaca Bomber has ever done, which is to win a Liberty League title. And so now it looks like Wise is pointing. There was a coin flip between the captains. It was Davis and Wise who would meet on the ref side. And so Ithaca will be on the left side going from left to right. William Smith will be on the right going from right to left. And the Bombers are hyped up, and all of a sudden William Smith, after looking as if they were going to walk things off, they were so exuberant and excited on their silent, all of a sudden dead silent, because it is now overtime and anybody's game. And Carrie Moore saying last few choice words to her two-star players in Caroline Wise and Maisie Beach. And right now, those two are going to be the point of emphasis here for the Bombers offense as we start sudden death overtime. 1:26 left to go here on the clock. They might just wipe that away and start things as both teams are out in their nets. Both teams are ready to go. They don't need that extra time. They're ready to rock and roll right now. And this is everything that you want to see in a championship game. All the drama, all the intensity, all of just everything. You can't overstate what this game has been, Nicole. It's been the most intense game either of us have ever seen.
Yep.
And so it goes to extra time to decide the fate of the Liberty League champion.
54 seconds left on this clock before we get underway. I mean, this is honestly the greatest game I've ever called, Alex. I've only done 6 or 7, but it's been a pleasure calling this game.
It's been a pleasure calling it with you, Nicole, and we're not done yet. And now Wise, once again, going over to Carrie Moore to talk to her one last time before the draw control is going to be decided. And now Wise is going to talk to the refs. And now this is going to be it. Both of these teams have won overtime games this season. Ithaca won in overtime with Lily Cody scoring against Cortland earlier in the season. William Smith has an overtime win earlier on this year. Both of these teams have overtime experience. I would expect it to show here with both teams are going to be very, very tight in this overtime period. 3 minutes to decide the fate of the Liberty League champion. The draw control, once again, Nat Daniels and Wise. Wise now. And the refs are still setting it, all the pressure on those two in the draw circle. And now they're going to reset both of them as they both were so fidgeting around. So it's going to be reset once again. A long pause here. And now it's to decide. Wise looks like she's going to be able to get to it, and she will. It's going to be knocked around, and it'll be a foul called against Daniels. Wise will and Ithaca will get the first offensive possession and an opportunity to win right here. And so Wise now is going to get possession, and Ithaca will be able to start. And now there's a stoppage here between Wise and the ref trying to determine where she got the ball. And so now Wise will pass it back to Puppo. And Dutchison now has it near side. Ithaca will have the first chance to win. Dutchison working her way around. She'll opt to go pass over to Puppo. And Ithaca just taking their time, making sure that they get the offensive opportunity. Mandel working it all the way in, and she will go across the restraining line into the offensive zone. Ithaca needs to be cool, calm, and collected right here. Phillips now over to Wise. Ithaca trying to win their first Liberty League title in program history. Kellish now over to Cody. Back over to Wise. Wise back to Cody. Cody always dangerous, so speedy. Trying to work her way in. Pass it over to Wise. Wise will opt to pass it into Phillips. Shoots and scores! Sadie Phillips wins the Liberty League title for the Ithaca Bombers! Ithaca wins it, wins their first Liberty League title in program history. The Ithaca Bombers are your 2024 Liberty League champions. And they do award it. That's it, it's over. Ithaca walks off William Smith and beats the Herons for their first Liberty League title in program history, their first conference title since 2008. What a game.
Alex, I'm speechless right now. That was amazing play by the Bombers. They needed that draw control. They needed that possession, and they got it. That was everything the Bombers could have done to win that game, and I don't know what else to say.
And Sydney Phillips, 6 goals on the day, the one to put it to 1-goal game, and the overtime winner here at Higgins Stadium. What a game. What a moment. History for Ithaca, their first Liberty League title ever. And Ithaca has finally accomplished the dream that they set out to do in 2021 when these seniors were freshmen. And talking about for all of the seniors, Liney Dutchison, Lexi Held, Caroline Wise, Maisie Veach, Liney Dutchison, Maggie Mandel, Chloe Nordick, for all of them, this is the moment they have been wanting for 4 years. And finally, they have captured it. They have won their very first Liberty League title. And what a moment, what a game, Nicole.
What a game, Alex. I don't even know how to recap this. I don't know what to say. This has been the greatest championship game we could have asked for, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. There is nothing like this. This was a game that had everything you wanted in a championship and more. And for William Smith, finally, their streak has ended. There will be a new champion in the Liberty League, and it is the Ithaca Bombers. And Nicole, any final thoughts before we sign off here?
I just want to give my appreciation to this Ithaca women's team. They have had a fantastic season so far, and they truly, truly, truly deserve this championship.
Absolutely. The only team in the Liberty League that we knew coming in was going to have a chance to beat William Smith, and they have finally done it. They have so many years of trials and tribulation trying to get over the hump against this same Herons team. And finally, here at Higgins Stadium at home, they have done it.
The Ithaca Bombers have dethroned the William Smith Herons right here on Higgins Stadium.
And that'll do it for us up here in the broadcast booth. For Nicole Allen, I'm Alex Schubert saying so long. Ithaca champions the Liberty League for the first time in program history.